He's a rocker. Doctor.
Don't tug on that. You never know what it might be attached to.
Inventor.
Activate oscillator.
He's broken the sound barrier.
Philosopher.
No matter where you go, there you are.
And the only hero
Buckaroo.
Buckaroo.
Buckaroo. Curse you, Banzai!
who can save us all.
Evil! You're insufferable from the 8th dimension! Venom!
Launch thermal pod.
Buckaroo Banzai is pure nutty fun.
Buckaroo, you forgot your thruster.
Why don't you hold on to him for a while?
The cult sci-fi classic.
Run!
In a dimension all its own.
Real life Martians landing in New Jersey.
Holy Toledo!
We will fire a portable beam weapon.
Vaporize the whole damn planet?
If we blow this today,
Get him up!
there ain't no tomorrow.
Left, I said left! This is left! I mean my left! Your left, go your right!
Buckaroo, President's calling about is everything okay with the alien space cloud from Planet 10, or should we just go ahead and destroy Russia?
Tell him yes on one and no on two.
The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
Which was yes, to destroy Russia or number 2?
One of the best, worst films of all time, apparently. Tonight on Monday Night Mayhem, we're talking Buckaroo Banzai in the 8th dimension. And it's a great film. One of my all-time favourites. I have a bit of a thing for really, really bad, good films. Now, Buckaroo Banzai, if you don't know, he's a rock star. He's a brain surgeon. He's a comic book hero, a samurai, and along with his group of with his band of followers, he's got to stop some evil creatures from the 8th dimension who are trying to conquer Earth. Now, this film came out on the 15th of August, 1984 in the USA. It's directed by W.D. Richter, starring Peter Weller from RoboCop fame, John Lithgow, Ellen Barkin, Jeff Goldblum, Christopher Lloyd, just to name a few. It's even got Clancy Brown in it. Yeah, SpongeBob. He was the Kurgan. Yeah. It's an hour and 43 minutes, and it's just a fantastic film. Now, on the channel with me tonight is the one and only Tom B. Thank you for joining me, sir.
Good evening. Thank you very much indeed for the invite. Been looking forward to this since you mentioned it. And I will echo the sentiments. This film is absolutely superb. It's got a close place in my heart. Ever since I first watched it when I was in the armed forces on deployment that one fateful Saturday night.
It's a good one for a Saturday night. Also with us tonight is the Wayfarer Project. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I don't know. I must have sponged up a little bit too much of that VAT 69 because all day I've been kind of like just crying in the dark.
Okay, and on that note, Emperor Jay Goodwin's with us tonight too. Hello, how are you?
Well, I'm great. And Wayfarer, remember, no matter where you go, there you are.
There you are.
I think I saw this. I know I saw it first on HBO, and it was probably late 84 or early 85. Because this did not do well in the theaters, and so it would have made cable television pretty quick, and I loved it. In fact, this is one of the 3 movies that my oldest daughter used to screen boyfriends, and if they didn't enjoy the movies, then they were out. And yeah, this is definitely one of them.
That's a great way to vet people. I like that. That's stylish. And also with us tonight, the one, the only, Atom Gray. Thank you for joining me tonight. Hello, computer.
Well, hello, everybody. Hope you are well.
Good.
Hello.
Any particular
hold my thruster.
Any particular thoughts on this film? No?
I just absolutely love this movie.
Well, that's good.
Absolutely. You know, I'm a bit of an expert on bad films, and this is one of the best bad films around.
Oh, you ever seen Megaforce?
Oh yeah,
that is a good bad film.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, that's the bad side. This one is it has enough charm that it makes up for it. Megaforce is just so much cheese that you
It's basically it's a double serving, isn't it? Of cheese.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You couldn't make that kind of shit up. Oh wait, somebody did.
Someone did. Yeah, that's the thing. Someone definitely did.
We're going to need more Peruvian marching powder if we're going to make up something like that again.
Oh yeah. Well, they only make films like that once in a blue moon. In fact, when people say they don't make them like that anymore, there was a note from Hollywood saying, don't fucking make them like that anymore.
Exactly, yeah. Can you imagine being in the marketing department trying to figure out how the hell you're going to sell this movie?
Yeah, it was a head scratcher, I'm afraid.
Well, I have a question, especially since, as a kid growing up, I heard about it from a friend, but never got to see it. But, it wasn't until college till I had something more than a Radio Shack antenna. So I was pretty much out of the loop on a lot of things. But in seeing it for the first time last night, I was like, wow. It's too much to take in, but the good thing about that is like I need to see it again, and then I'll need to probably see it a third time, and so on, because it's like there's so much going on, so much happening that you just want to catch it all and piece it all together, and it makes me just wonder, like, is there like an extended version? Is there a version that with like a director's cut for this or something?
Well, what you see is what you get.
Okay,
The one thing I've noticed about this film...
There's a director's commentary.
Yeah, there probably is. One thing I have noticed, every time I watch this film, I notice something different every time.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. I mean, it wasn't too bad. It had a budget of $12 million, made $17 million back at the box office domestic. So it was considered a flop, which is a shame, really. That's probably why we didn't get to meet the International Crime League.
Okay. That still pisses me off to this day.
Yeah,
that's when I realized that Hollywood, they lie to you. This destroyed my faith in Hollywood when I did not get them against the World Crime League.
It's a bit of a shame, really. I would have liked to have seen more of this universe with the same characters.
You want to get to know the characters a little bit more. Yeah.
I mean, in a way,
more.
They do sort of chuck everybody in at the deep end. You get that fast introduction.
It's like they assume that you already know all this, which I think is a great conceit, right? That the idea that Buckaroo Banzai is already like internationally famous, to include like the audience would know that, that there are comics that everybody knows, the Hong Kong Cavaliers. It's fantastic.
It is. Well, we get this. We get a nice scroll. It says, Buckaroo Banzai, born to an American mother and Japanese father, thus began the life he was destined to live it, going in several directions at once. A brilliant neurosurgeon, this restless young man grew quickly dissatisfied with a life devoted solely to medicine. He roamed the planet studying martial arts and particle physics, as you do, collecting around him the most eccentric group of friends, those hard-rocking scientists, the Hong Kong Cavaliers. I love that.
Bonkers,
that is just, it's just
the amount of information that's getting dumped on you just on the opening crawl is just insane. And all of the things, there's not many people that will be polymath, neurosurgeon, experts in martial arts, then flip over and be a rock star at the same time, and then later on be a hero. There's not many people that are going to do that.
That's something that's more believable in a comic, though.
Yeah.
And
comic for sure.
So, I don't know. Sorry.
Anyway,
I didn't have much loaded there.
Well, I just want to carry on with the scroll. And now, with his astounding jet car ready for a bold assault on the dimensional barrier, Buckaroo Banzai faces the greatest challenge of his turbulent life. It's got turbulent juice. And while high above Earth, an alien spacecraft keeps a nervous watch on Team Banzai's every move. I wonder who that could be. Do you know, Atom Gray?
Never mind.
It must have been something I said. Does he
do
it often, Jay?
If you never explain why the watermelon's there, he's not going to hang around. It's a rule he has. Yeah.
Possibly. I'm just waiting for him to pop back up.
That happened to me Friday.
So anyway, this this always makes me just chuckle. A Ford F-150.
With the slope nose somehow.
That can break the sound barrier.
Of course. I mean, we were all doing that with a dually F1. Well, actually would have been like an F350.
It's a 350, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's got.
Is it a 350?
Yeah.
All right. It's all right. My bad. I'd still drive it.
I love the fact that after the run, when he shuts it off, the engine still diesels, even though it's a jet engine on it.
Yeah.
Oh dear, it's one of those. It's just one of those films. But this copy I've got, while it looks good on the surface, you get to see some really bad cracks later on. It's like whoever transferred this from whatever medium it was taken from, I think he got bored with the quality control towards the end, but you'll see that on the slides a little bit later on. If anybody knows where Atom Gray is, we're a little bit concerned.
He may have fallen into his coffee.
Well,
Hello.
he's back.
Hopefully, my connection
and he
should be a little better
returns.
now. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
It's all right. We thought we said something offensive about watermelons.
You did. But
I do apologise, Atom. I'll try my
He was
best not
scouting
to.
out the eighth dimension.
It's a grapefruit.
I got stuck in a wall.
Yeah. Now, this is interesting. Robert Ito, he's been a fantastic character actor over the years. I mean, he's been in Star Trek, The Next
Quincy,
Generation,
MD.
you name it. He's been here, there, and everywhere. Yeah. Well, he's Professor Tohichi Hikita. And he's got a bit of history with certain other characters that we'll come to meet a little bit later on. He's looking rather sweaty there. They've aged him, and it looks quite convincing. To say this is 1984, the makeup departments did a really good job.
Well,
of
I
this
mean,
guy.
we're in an era where physical effects and makeup is really kind of at its apex, and so the fine wrinkles that he has and all that, they look great.
Yeah, they did do a pretty good job. So anyway, he's a bit of a mentor for Buckaroo. That's where he gets the physics parts from. So a couple of characters to introduce you to. There's Adam Sandler at the back as the cable guy. Doesn't that look like Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
Now I can't unsee it.
And just imagine him going, "Oh yeah, don't worry. Yeah, your TV will work." So we've got Reno, Nevada, played by Pepe Cernia, and also Perfect Tommy, played by Lewis Smith.
Perfect.
Did anybody actually see him in anything else
actually
after this?
Some interviews with him where he thought, man, I mean, they're really setting me up, and this is such a big character in this. And he goes, I had no idea that Pepe would go on and have like the big career, and I got nothing.
It's not that perfect after all. But Adam Sandler, I didn't realize he was in this.
Well, he may not have either.
That's blown me away. I'm going to put that on X a little bit later on to say, anybody notice Adam Sandler in Buckaroo Banzai? Although it's not Adam Sandler, because he would have been about 9.
It's close enough. It's probably
thereabouts. Yeah, he used to be a cable guy. Oh, but this is just great. So now we go over to some neurosurgery place, obviously. And Buckaroo Banzai's been drafted in by Jeff Goldblum as Dr. Sidney Zwiebel, a.k.a. New Jersey. And he's got stuck mid-surgery, so Buckaroo's had to come in and rescue him. Which is...
Talk on that.
Yeah,
you never know what it might be attached to.
Yeah, don't tug on that.
Yeah. Don't tug on that. Yeah. No shit. When you're in somebody's head, you don't go pulling willy-nilly, do you?
When you get in deep enough, it all starts to look the same.
Yeah. It's just all mush after a couple of prods.
Yeah.
But they made that conversation just sound so serious and sincere, even though it really was not. I love that kind of humor.
Yeah, but he's so nonchalant about
that
the way
kind
he
of humor,
says it,
just
though.
So dry, but absurd.
So anyway, we're back at the what should we call it? The test ground, because it's a dry lake bed somewhere. So we're back to this, but then it goes back to this. The Kurgan. Yeah, you're SpongeBob, me boy. Hi, I'm Candy. I bet you are.
Actually, one of his best roles of this era is playing Frankenstein's monster in The Bride.
That's right.
He's excellent.
Yeah. But he's such an underrated character actor, Clancy Brown. Sorry, I had to mute my mic because, as some of you might be aware, some of you might not be, I'm under the stairs like Harry Potter. So when people come flying downstairs, I have to mute my microphone really quickly. So anyway, and Clancy Brown is Rawhide, and he's got a nice Texan drawl, and he basically documents everything that Buckaroo Banzai does. He could be taking a dump and he's there at the other side of the door. Buckaroo's just dropping a log off right now as we're speaking.
Yeah, and Rawhide is really the, he's like the leader of the rest of the team. He tends to pass them orders or whatever, because they ask Rawhide whether, what should we do, because Buckaroo's not here to do the run. And he's the one that gives him direction.
And yet I always thought Perfect Tommy was
he's just Perfect Tommy.
Command.
He looks good and that's about it.
He's busy being perfect. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is a really hedonistic nickname, isn't it?
Well,
Perfect
he is
Tommy.
perfect. That's why he gets the roles that he does.
That sports jacket is awesome.
Unlike his predecessor, Shitty Frank, who didn't last long.
Dodgy.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that accident, but that's why the watermelon's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got to have a watermelon, preferably two. So at the last minute, all the scientists and Dr. Hikita were all a bit worrying about where is Buckaroo Banzai. And he comes in at the last minute via helicopter. And no messing about, straight out the helicopter, he's getting into his gear, and it's bizarre, this, takes his briefcase with him everywhere. I wonder what's in that, and I bet it's not watermelons.
I'm sure it's nothing important.
If you read the novelization, actually, Rawhide has half of a tuna fish sandwich in his cowboy hat.
Huh?
Yep. He offers
Really?
it to New Jersey,
Ooh.
because New Jersey never had a chance to eat during this whole thing. Yeah,
that's delightful.
Right. Sure.
Tuna of
Gross.
all things as well. Mate.
Yeah.
Can't get that out of your hair.
On a hot day.
Can you imagine what his hair smells like?
Even though this is...
Yeah.
It's got a nice shine, though.
It's got to be the omega-3 oils.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fish is good for you, mate. Don't worry. So he climbs into his F-350. I stand corrected. Thank you for that, Jay. And Mission Control are just monitoring everything. And Adam Sandler's disappeared. And I love this. He turns everything up, and he's got like little labels on everything. So he spends very little time fiddling with his knobs. Insert punnage there. And we get some bits and bobs about his car.
These graphics,
but
if you pay attention, it'll say signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. You're right.
Great details.
I'd forgotten about that, even though I knew it was there. So thank you for that. That's a good call. I like that. Nice graphics done on a Commodore 64.
Yep.
Oh, right. We don't need no introduction to this device, but I'll let one of you. Who's a super fan out of Jay and Atom? Who's the biggest fan of this movie?
We share the same brain, so it's a tough call.
Yeah, we have a shared neuron, and most of it is taken up by Buckaroo Banzai. But
right.
Well, don't pull it. You don't know what it's going to do. Go on, then. I'll let you tell everybody what it is.
Overthruster.
Oh. And this is very important for interdimensional travel. Somebody's built one before, but not quite as tasty as this one looks. And it's got a nice little chirp to it as well, hasn't it?
It's like locked. I mean, you have to press. It's almost. I think this is like the proto Hellraiser cube. If you have to press it in a certain sequence. In order to be able to use it.
It also works.
God, I forgot what that's called.
It also works well for FM synthesis.
Oh, I knew you were going to come out with that one.
Sidebands out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be plinking and plonking on your DX7 before you know it. So, yeah, he's examining this device. You try saying that, and he puts it into a gyroscope thing. Now, this is it's a bit like his flux capacitor,
Yep,
isn't it? That's what makes this car tick. That and a laser. But I love how it all just clicks together and it just starts functioning, and the practical effects in this film are really good.
The charm in this movie is a lot of it is in the tech, because it just looks pieced together and repurposed. Everything it's got loose wires and dangly bits, and especially when we get to the Lectroid hideout, it's all made from junk, and it's like the movie.
Yeah,
and even the vehicle.
Well, it's like that.
You've got an F-350 for some reason is going to be your rocket vehicle, but then
jet engine,
and then slaps on the top,
like gaffer's tape holding the windscreen on, and things like that. It's
Tommy, you said flaps.
Flaps.
Nice. I like that. You've got to get a reference in. So it's activated, and there's just silly little bits like this. What really, like you say, add to that charm.
And you turn that upside
movie.
down, and you do have the Back to the Future.
Yeah.
You do, don't you? And it's funny, Christopher Lloyd's in this movie. Well, no coincidence, honest. And I like this. He puts his bandana on.
Oh, and I forgot what it said. I actually used to know what it stood for. I can't remember now.
Egg roll?
Is it wherever you go, there you are?
No, it is actually like a samurai verse, something about where one man goes or something like that. I forget the exact translation.
Well, it's good that you sort of know what it is, because it could be left open to interpretation, and anybody could fill in the blanks with whatever they wanted, basically.
It's the number 5 sushi roll like right there, I believe that order.
Yeah. And then... and then. Chat, I will catch up with you very, very soon. Don't worry. I've not forgot about you. Some great people in the chat. So anyway, it powers on, and something I was always curious about, is that his dad in the picture? Who's that in the picture?
I don't think we ever see, do we? You never get the answer to it, but you would assume, because it's an older photo, black and white, it's just stuck there in a way that we would do with our parents, our girlfriends, our wives, whatever, if we're in a test vehicle plane.
Someone from 1938, maybe. Maybe it's Orson Welles himself.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Good shout.
Yeah. More on that later. So he's getting geared up. And I find this genetically interesting, because he's half Japanese and he's got blue eyes.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think I'm turning.
Like them odds.
I think I'm turning.
Yeah. Hey, The Vapors. That's a great song. That reminds me of that Michael Keaton movie. You know, the one where he takes on the car factory.
Gung Ho, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, what a film. I've not seen that in years.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Jimmy Kennedy.
And I like
from,
this.
Glory
That is
in that also. Yeah.
Is he? Well, the more you know. And I like this. That's a great number plate. Rocket,
which is hilarious
88.
Because that's Oldsmobile. Yeah.
Is it?
88.
Well, 88's a common theme in here, like Buckaroo Banzai, isn't it?
Bees turned back to back for the.
And it's also the speed in Back to the Future.
Well, that is. It's funny that the New Jersey number plate looks a hell of a lot like the California number plate of that era as well, which is weird. I like this. He's got guys on standby giving him a countdown. And they've got flame retardant suits on. But that truck looks sweet. I like that. I would drive that. Although the roads where I live are tiny, I'd probably
you're going to have to
get
remove those
stuck.
winglets on the sides. So.
I don't know. That's like one of the best
They need to
features.
be like deployable. I mean, you can have them, but you have to be able to, okay, I'm in a wide road now. I can deploy those.
Yeah, needs to go back to being Megaforce again, with a retractable
well, they did mention at one
stuff.
point that they had to make the vehicle street-worthy.
Yeah. Well, he does drive it later. Oh, I'm giving bits away. But I like this. This is great. It's like, it's all serious. There's an air of seriousness to this. But even though it's got that to it,
yeah, I think
it's a fun film.
There's a real noticeable tonal change in the 90s where everything became ironic and we're meta and laughing at it. The reason that a lot of these cheesy films work is that they're sincere and earnest, even when they're a comedy, right? That the people within it aren't in on the joke, right? That they're taking everything absolutely seriously, which is why it's so much more amusing to us.
Sorry.
Gamer says, sorry about that. Gamer says in 2015, the Blu-ray release offers a robust package of special features and bonus materials. Additionally, there are an alternate opening sequences and a featurette on the making of the film. I'm gonna have to find a copy of that because, sadly, the copy I've got is only on DVD.
I'm thinking that's the one that has like the interview with like many of the actors at the time talking about like their experience making Buckaroo Banzai, and like Lithgow says this is one of his favorite movies and his favorite character.
It must have been so much fun to make this.
I had to put my helmet on.
Oh yeah. Boy, have you got a helmet, to quote another film. So there's his starting point on this dry lake bed. I wonder if it's the same one they did the opening scenes to Knight Rider on, because they all sort of used the same locations, didn't they? In fact, speaking of locations, Mount Hollywood Tunnel, that's going to be very prominent later. And that's been in so many great films.
That's Back to the Future
like
again,
Back
isn't
to the Future,
it?
Roger Rabbit.
That's the hoverboard scene.
Yeah. In Back to the Future too. But just look at that. I know it's a Ford, but that just looks so sweet.
It looks goddamn awful.
Totally aerodynamic.
That's part of the charm of it.
Yeah, but look at that. Can you imagine, like, going to the supermarket in that? It's totally impractical.
It disabled bay?
Especially with those wings.
You can't park there, mate. As the meme goes. I'd drive it. But look at that. Wow. When that fires up. And it really is it looks authentic. The amount of convection you see coming out of this thing.
As well.
Look at that. It's like looking at Batman from the Tim Burton film. But look at that. How much convection's coming off that bloody thing. I wonder if it was like I can't see it being a real jet.
I mean, I would imagine it's probably like the engine off of a Huey helicopter or something.
Yeah. Well, special effects. It's there to look the part. It might not be the part, but definitely. Just look at that. So anyway, we get a countdown, and then he goes for it. But yeah, again, I missed the swirl because it happens that quick, and I kept going back and trying to get screen grabs. But you can never just time it right. But that's a cracking start. I mean, I would have loved to have shown video clips of this happening, but I got told off for doing that last time by MGM of all people, and that's who's got the copyright on this. See if we get one of the sort of semi-slaps on the wrists. It happens, though.
Amazon then.
I mean, I did
doing business.
Well, the thing is, I put a bloody disclaimer on the front of the trailers, but they still like getting a dig in. Hey, what they like. But I like this. That is like Cartman's glasses, isn't it? Yeah. But it's so good. They even got it sort of scrolling in sync, and that's a good effect for 1980.
It's just cool. This whole movie is oozing with cool.
Yes.
I mean, look at that. Yeah, thank you for that. But I love this bit. It comes screaming down. And look at that. That just that's sexy. That makes Knight Rider look like a Volkswagen Beetle, doesn't it? Wow. You feel the speed. And yet Rawride's giving his commentary again. And he's always there.
Because he's going to turn off and surprise everybody.
Yeah. It's totally unpredictable. So instead of staying with the program, Buckaroo Banzai likes to do things differently, so he decides to veer off. And everybody's up in the air. But look at that.
It's going some.
Also, they've got the general there overseeing it. So they've told the Defense Department that they're doing one thing, but they're actually doing something.
Yeah. Well, that's a good way to get funding, I suppose. I just love that. That just screams of it's bloody well fast. I mean, just look at that. The size of the flame coming out of the bloody thing.
But you could tell by the color, right?
Incredible.
It's actually not running at its like full power, because otherwise it would be blue and fairly invisible, right? So they're running really rich to get the big flame coming out.
But I tell you something, that just looked. I am a. Yeah, you can tell I'm a fanboy. I'm sorry.
I couldn't wait to get my driver's license after I saw this.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine going to the mall in that.
What do they have under the hood? It was like a 7-liter diesel engine.
So that, I mean, if you were getting a diesel in that era, would have been a 6.9 international diesel, or you could have had as big as a 7.4 liter gasoline engine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to shift, isn't it?
I can imagine filling that up over here. Can you imagine taking that to Tesco's petrol station, Tommy?
Just pull the building.
You'd have to sell a kidney. You'd have to sell a kidney to fill it up. And how much is that, love? That'll be £2,375, please.
And the good news is you're going to get about 9 miles to the gallon. So enjoy that. Yeah.
You got to love that gas mileage. Worrying about that's for losers.
When you have a
You've
jet
got to
engine
put your foot
in
down.
the back, you don't worry about gas.
Yeah, that'll cost a little more.
Nah. That's fine. Somebody needs to eat something. Who's got a rumbly tummy?
Maybe.
Is that you, Atten?
The fact that his mic picks it up.
Can't believe you heard that.
Oh no! Somebody sparked a cigarette up the head. You've either got a hungry cat or you need to eat something. Now. Oh, good man. Yeah, I just love this, where the Secretary of Defense is looking through this periscope thing, like an infrared one, just to keep up with it. And he's like, he broke the sound barrier. No, really? All of that overthruster.
Yes.
Oh, it gets even better when it comes up with crossover.
Yeah.
I like that. Perfect Tommy.
Exactly.
Being perfect. I bet he gets all the chicks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when they're in the ladies' jail, there's a gal that tries to grab him. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she wants a bit, doesn't she? She's like, oh my God, perfect Tommy. But yeah, again, just that, it screams cool. And if anybody thinks differently, then there's something.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the themes of the movie. It's just everything Buckaroo does and his whole crew, the whole outfit, everything is just cool all the time. Everyone's cool.
So anyway, he fires this blue laser. And these blue lasers are quite important when it comes to crossing over into the 8th dimension. Although they don't technically know they're going to go through into the 8th dimension. Buckaroo thinks he's just going to phase through the mountain and come out the other side. But anyway, he enters the mountain and he's going through all this, like, it looks like an electron microscope, doesn't it? The footage. So Dr. Hikita's like, oh yeah, what's going off here? Oh yeah, we've got crossover.
Perfect.
Oh, I love that. those old digital displays like
Yeah,
that.
there's lots of cool radio chatter and stuff. He's gone into the mountain.
Yeah, that bottom one would have been a VFD,
Hey, Wayfarer.
a vacuum fluorescent display.
Yeah, you're quite correct. Wayfarer, does that remind you of if it was red, would it remind you of an album cover from 81? Mm-hmm.
It's not coming off the top of my head, but I have a feeling that you might be thinking of Tangerine Dream. Oh.
No, please.
Oh, I was off.
Yeah. Well, anyway, moving swiftly on before I get too bored talking
grade
about
then.
music.
But yeah, well, no, I mean, I caught
Really?
up with the police later. But...
You were in first grade in 1981.
The police caught up with me later.
Yeah, but no, I definitely.
I'm older than you then.
I don't remember that album cover. I guess I did, most of the greatest hits type things.
I was in second grade, so I'm a year older than you then.
Oh, I'm glad that Adam and I are the oldest on the panel again. We got that going for us.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not old. We're just experienced. It's just unfortunate I sound like I'm 13.
I mean, I still
that's
act
a mature
like I'm 13, so...
I know. Hang on. I'll just drink some testosterone.
Hello, boys. How's that?
Oh, you could use that for a good Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
I didn't have to. I did some bits for Stark of Iron. He did some Transformers karaoke, and I just sort of recorded some stuff and went,
"Greetings, humans. I am Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots."
And just what I did, I doubled that, and then I took my voice down a cent, because I tried to imagine what vocal processing techniques would have been around in 1983 when they recorded that, and I just couldn't get that subharmonic warble I was trying for. I went through a whole host of plugins. I'm not going on it, but you're doing it again, Wayfarer. You're making me talk about plugins. Shut up. So anyway, we've traversed into the 8th dimension, and oh my god, it's Golem.
Now we know what Star Child 2001.
I don't know. It looks like my ex-wife, to be fair.
A little thin for some of mine.
Yeah. And I like how Buckaroo's just totally calm about it.
Well, even when his helmet cracks and gets knocked off of him, and I'm fine. I got goggles.
You've got to trick balls to come up with that sequence, though, because it's fucking.
Well, yeah.
I mean, would you like to explain the rest of the movie?
This is also true.
Yeah. Can you imagine watching
That's
this on
where I got
acid?
my lightning from.
I have to imagine it.
Hey. Let's get the shrooms out. So anyway, he comes out the other side of this mountain.
Nice shot.
And yeah, again, the effects are just great. And he comes out. Obviously, he's got a bit of a malfunction cracking off. So he has to eject. But Dr. Hikita, he's happy
He's
as
been waiting
Larry.
30 years for this. So
Yeah. Gets a bit excited. Calm down. It's just a movie. And it's been going that fast, he needs a parachute just to slow down.
I just love the smoke and the warning beeping and everything. It's just like, yeah, he did it, but he cracked the car doing it. So it's cool.
Yeah. That car kind of gives me a Buck Rogers vibe.
Or a Colonial Viper with that tail fin coming off of it.
Yeah.
By your command.
There we go. And I like this bit. This is very reminiscent of Alien.
Yeah.
You know where Dallas is in the like the air tubes, and he like picks up the slime because he's got some on his windshield, and then he hears some
also
weird
big
dripping
Ghostbusters.
noises.
I love
Yeah,
that he smells
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Hair gel apparently.
What's this? Somebody sneezed.
Yeah. Here, Egon, your mucus. So he looks under the, well, it's not a car, it's a truck. So he looks under there. And, he's come back with more than he bargained for. Some kind of organism.
Well, in there, boys.
Which makes
got more than he bargained for. Came back with an organism.
I was going to say, it looks like a handheld version of the alien from Dark Star. almost.
Oh yeah,
a little bumpier.
Yeah. I like that. If you're going to have an alien, the budget's got to stretch to a beach ball. And yet again, Dan O'Bannon.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, hotly watching a TV somewhere in a mental asylum in New Jersey is Dr. Well, he was Dr. Lozardo, wasn't he? He was Emilio Lozardo, but through circumstances we'll come to discover later, he's actually the embodiment of Lord John Warfin. And I like how everybody from Planet 10's first name's John. At least you can't get anybody's name wrong during sex.
You see John.
Yeah. Booty. But look at those eyes. John Lithgow, he's got that air of like craziness about him. When he was in 2010, I don't know if you like that film at all, guys. But he's crazy in that too. He does a whole monologue about hot dogs at baseball games.
But you can't grow good hot dogs indoors. That's what Roy Scheider's.
Yeah. So he's watching on TV this Perfect Tommy Rawhide and I forgot his name already. Pepe.
Yeah, but it's Reno.
Reno, that's it. They're getting interviewed on TV. So he starts losing his shit somewhat. And then he starts searching through his junk because he's got a really good knack for remembering stuff, but you need some electricity to do it. And when I first saw this, I thought, hang on a minute, this looks a bit drastic. Is he doing some drugs, maybe?
Kind of like the Joker.
But no. Yeah.
Or Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. He would have, if they'd have done Batman in the mid-'80s, he would have been an excellent Joker.
The Lectroids actually do ingest electricity. There's a couple other little shots later, like you'll see at the factory, one of them is licking a battery in the background.
Oh yeah, when they're trying to find the thermal pod thing, and the three Lectroids who were at the conference, and the one played by Dan Hedaya, he's drinking flashlight battery. You know the big batteries he's put in flashlights. Yeah. He's got a straw. He's sat drinking it. Crazy. So he's got this really bizarre device. That's a kill switch, and he clips something on his ear. I love this. Look at this. He's just nuts. To be a fly on John Lithgow's wall, it'd be crazy. And then he flips this switch.
Here we go.
Oh man, this just makes me laugh every time. And then we go back in time, where before he was Lord John Warfin, these are the memories of Dr. Emilio Lozardo. And if you notice, there's Professor Tahishi. I keep wanting to call him Toshiba, but it's Tahishi Akita. Can I just call him Dr. Toshiba?
Just go for it.
So, the year is
1938.
38.
Can
Yep,
you imagine
1938.
what it must have been like?
So this is Dr. Emilio Lozardo's attempt to, not go to the eighth dimension. He just wants to be able to do this experiment so he can phase through solid matter. But that just looks...
Well, I have a
that
question
looks so
here.
sketchy.
So was
Go on.
Wolfen? John Wolfen, is that right? Warfin.
Lord John Warfin.
So was he actually traveling in time or just connecting to past memories?
Well, the eighth dimension is pretty much like the Phantom Zone in Superman. So all these people that are in the eighth dimension, they're actually like war criminals from Planet 10. Yeah, so it's like when we'll see what happens because we've got to build to
so he's
the
not,
point
he's
where
not traveling through time. The reason he's hooking up the electricity and stuff is to spur the memories of
That's what I thought.
Lizardo, so he can actually access those.
That's what I thought.
Oh,
I was
sorry,
thinking,
yeah,
that's pretty cheap time travel, but no.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, I get what you mean.
Well,
now.
I was.
That's totally on me. Tomby, you're a little bit quiet. Have you got any thoughts so far? On,
No, I
what's
mean, the
happening?
thing is that obviously his device is far more rudimentary when it comes to the, what's it called? Shit.
The overthruster?
Yeah, the oscillation overthruster. So it's far more rudimentary, which is probably why it then failed.
Well, no,
and
actually, so Lizardo goes off script. He starts too soon.
He gets too hasty.
As we've agreed, Dr. Toshiba warns him and says, "I'm not ready." No, it's too soon yet. And so,
Yeah, there's only two things that happen in a hurry: accidents and babies. But look at that wicker chair. That's the height of fashion.
Definitely is.
They look like sidecar wheels
definitely
as
looks
well,
like
don't they?
sidecar wheels. In fact, I would actually say it's basically two sidecars. But in fact, the right-hand side is the sidecar. The left-hand side, or our right-hand side, would be where the bike would ordinarily be.
I bet that's what it was, you know. I bet that was just built on an old bike chassis.
yeah,
it
it looks
certainly
like
looks like it.
because you can see the tube frames
And this,
for it.
to say this is a laser in 1938 is just incredulous. Because everybody knows the lasers weren't invented until the 50s at Bell Labs.
Well, that's what they
There
want
we
you
go.
to think because they're trying to forget
Yeah.
Dr. Lizardo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that just looks so badass, doesn't it? Although you can tell that's the inside of a lamp. the ball fitting
That's a
goes.
stage light right there.
Once you've seen it, you can't unsee it.
Old park can probably.
They may have got this from.
that
Genius,
just looks.
that's. Oh no!
But I like the symbolism because you can see like the 3 line segments, just like the gauge before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know that.
yeah.
Yeah. That is a good observation. I wouldn't have noticed that unless you said it. But look at that. Oh, yeah. Let's have loads of coils and transformers.
Imagine
you got to have a coil and a transformer. Oh, yeah. That's get your turns
and those are some
calculator
pretty
out.
hefty chunks of copper wire there.
Yeah. And that toroid seems quite big too. So, oh, yeah. Anyway, Dr. Toshiba, he puts X marks the spot with
It's
that laser
interesting that
light.
you've got the laser light coming out of the device, but then you don't see it in this frame. You just see the termination of it.
Yeah. So anyway, he jumps the gun, basically. Dr. Toshiba says that, was it you, Jay, or was it you, Atim, who said, I'm not ready?
No, not yet. No.
Yeah, it sounds sketchy,
with his
doesn't
back
it?
turned to him against the wall. I'm not ready yet.
Yeah. But just look at that. John Lithgow's
like a
almost
charging
childlike
bull.
in this role.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just so impatient. But look at that.
So retarded.
Look at that guy there. He's trying not to laugh.
I mean, it is like reminiscent of what Banzai was wearing, only much shitter.
Yeah. This is the Temu version.
Yeah, we have at home.
Yeah. When you order a mad scientist from Wish.
It is.
So Nuga's flying down this track. And he's all like, he's for it. He's dead excited. Look at him. He's just so happy. He's so glad he kissed that St. Christopher.
Yeah,
because it's really going to pay off.
Who needs a super collider?
Yeah. He'll be super colliding, all right. But I like this. He launches himself off the goddamn thing. Yeah. Now you've said that way, Farah, about the like trinary symbol. Yeah. That is just another one of those, once you've seen it, you can't unsee it moments. But Dr. Toshiba's like, oh,
Bill's got a
shit.
stopwatch there. He's like, not yet, not yet, not yet.
So he didn't achieve enough velocity for
Is that a Dalek
complete
in the back corner,
crossover.
left-hand side.
Looks at it, doesn't it?
Like the bottom and the middle of a Dalek.
Wow.
Oh dear. Don't start me. I'll be going on about the gay Daleks next. Anybody ever see that show?
Doctor Who? You mean
the gay Daleks? No, I missed that one.
No,
the new ones.
No,
you know, yeah.
No. There's actually like a spoof, and it's called the Gay Daleks. You'll find it on YouTube.
Current Doctor Who.
Well, I'm not going there. I messaged Dan Hadley about that earlier, about Doctor Who. I just said, thank goodness for Tom Baker, John Pertwee, and DVDs.
Yeah. I have all the Tom Bakers.
Also, Lawrence, I think you need to remove that S for the new Doctor Who.
S?
Yeah, he said spoof.
Oh. Poof. Oh man, I'm sorry. I was so low level to ask you for that.
Stream killer. So anyway, Dr. Toshiba looks through his visual aid, and he sees he doesn't know there are Lectroids, but there's a bunch of them molesting Lazardo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, everybody goes to his aid, and these guys are having a good old time.
Right into a
aren't they?
rave. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shocking. This reminds me of that other scene. Holy Toledo. But like I was saying, comparing the makeup for 1984, when they age him up,
it's convincing.
Back in our
it looks like
it is
14,
convincing. Yeah, they did. Yeah. Although they made him look quite old in Next Gen, didn't they? When he was an admiral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bloody yeah.
Oh dear. Look at this. This is very Brokeback, isn't it?
I can't
This is going to be that kind of party.
But look at that. He's got a nice comb over. And it looks like the guy with the hat sniffing his ass. Did you wipe, Dr. Lazardo?
You might need a fresh wipe after that.
Yeah. Do you need to freshen up, sir? So they pull him back through, and it's not quite the same. It's almost like he's a different person.
Like he flew into a hairstyling salon and didn't have a reservation.
Yeah, it's like somebody stuck a light bulb up his ass or something and kept flicking the light on and off. But I like how he gets these two guys together. It's a bit like the Three Stooges. Like bonks the heads together. All you needed to hear was like the coconut knocking together sound effect.
Why I oughta.
That would have sealed the deal. Why I oughta. So anyway, he loses his shit completely. And just look at that.
I also love the way he runs off, like kind of hunched over like a cockroach.
Yeah, and he goes running for the door. Look, there he is. Now he just screams at crazy. But then again, we go back
behind him. It looks like
studio lot.
He's just run out of the bloody studio. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Cold
yeah. They filmed this in a storage shed on the lot.
They didn't disguise that.
So anyway, we come back to reality, if you will. And I just love that. So he starts writing some crap down on the wall. And wait till you see who the orderly is at this mental hospital. Yeah. It's Mike Ehrmantraut. Jonathan Banks. He's played some great roles. In fact, this is one of the few comedy roles he's actually done. Because he was in this and Airplane. Was it Airplane 2 or Airplane?
It was 2.
He was in one of them.
Yeah, it was the second one.
He's usually playing a henchman or something.
Yeah.
It was in Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, he was always a bad guy and stuff. Because there was a short-lived TV show in the mid to late 80s. Otherworld, did anybody ever catch that? And he was the bad guy in that. He was also the bad guy in Free Jack, another bad film.
Him and Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger.
He played Mark Michelet I know that film. Oh. One Mississippi, two Mississippi. How am I doing? Not bad.
He can't drive.
Mick Jagger is just... he can't act.
Jerry
he had
Hall,
to get Jerry Hall in on the
Hall's
act
there.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, she interviewed Furlong in the bar. And he does his Arnold Schwarzenegger line. Well, that's the 1938 version of the Overthruster. Doesn't look quite as sexy as the 1984 version.
Yeah,
though,
that looks
it?
like an air compressor off of a or something, or a hydraulic pump.
Yeah. It's funny how he's got it there to say he ran off in a crazed fit.
Well, he's made this. He made this.
He managed to get it.
in the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a second one.
And I just love the look on the orderly's face. He's like, yeah whatever, guy. It's like, keep taking the medication.
Said, we're having to take your TV away because you use 10 kilowatts.
Too much,
That's some TV.
Hold on, I don't need it anymore.
So we go back to present day for Buckaroo Banzai. And the backstage. Perfect Tommy there, looking in the mirror, making sure he's perfect. I don't understand why they'd want a professor there with them at a gig, unless he's just getting in for free.
Well, he's part of the Hong Kong Cavaliers, so he's required. Also,
yeah, true, because he's Buckaroo's mentor, really, isn't he,
poster up there.
Yeah, I just noticed that too.
VD.
Yeah, so that's the Thing has one, and this one has one. We need to go through like all 80s movies and see how many VD posters we can find.
That was all the rage back in the 80s. You don't hear about VD these days, though, do you?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, right. VDD.
Oh,
you get the extra D these days. So does... oh, dear. I keep forgetting his name. I keep wanting to call him Pepe, but that's his real name.
Yeah.
Reno, that's it. Reno, Nevada.
They had 2 saxophones in the band.
That's a great name.
I mean, as was the style of the 80s.
Well, but it was like 2 tenors, I believe, not like a tenor and alto.
Well, they wanted to do chorus.
And then there's this guy saying, "You better put on a good show."
All the costumes and the fabrics and everything in this are great. It's just so many loud prints and weird.
Just garish. Everything is garish. All of their outfits.
Well,
just out there.
Because you're too young. Was the 80s. Everything was garish at that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
it was screaming St. Elmo's Fire at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But if you notice, everybody is sort of dressed larger than life. It's that comic book element to the film. It's got that hyperbole to it.
I know what you're talking about. Jeff Goldblum has a very understated outfit that he chooses.
Yeah, that's how.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But look at that. These guys know they're fucking cool. It's just, that look says we're all getting laid.
Yeah.
Hey, we're all getting laid. And you don't need to bring a golf club. And he walks out and everybody's all over Buckaroo Banzai. But he's like he's like the cult figure in this universe.
They've got the truck logo on the drum kit, which is fantastic.
Yeah. 88. Buckaroo Banzai.
And they're back to back because it's also the Blue Blaze.
Oh, interesting.
It's a good shout.
Yeah. Yeah. That's damn good.
Because that's on the it's also like the kids t-shirt and stuff like that has the logo.
Yeah. Look at Perfect Tommy. He's just been perfect. Look at that guy's mullet behind him, though.
Gold.
That's just illegal.
Yeah, was that a special appearance by Meatloaf?
Oh, man.
That's what that looked like. No, that is a
pompadour
mullet.
Like
that is a rare combination.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like he's got a beehive almost. But just look at Buckaroo Banzai here. That's fucking double cool. He's doubling down on the cool all the time.
Does play this guitar bit, and he does play trumpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, in real life? Yeah, does he? I like that. Oh, I know what I meant to get, and I forgot it. Have you seen that picture that's going around from this era? where Peter Weller's talking to somebody and Carrie Fisher's looking at him and she's just like
No, I
gushing.
haven't seen that.
No?
I think Not Brian has done research on that, though. Well,
what, on that picture?
Carrie Fisher's life at that time. And basically all her bonkers.
Yeah.
Looks like Jason Statham on the left.
Yeah.
Carruthers?
Did you you're on about Carrie Fisher, the infamous picture of the coat nail.
I've just put the image
from
in
Jedi.
Private chat for you.
Thank you, sir.
Okie dokie. I'll try and get hold of that. I saw a picture the other day, and I think it might have been on Facebook, and it's got Grandpa Joe from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and the grandpa, right, has got a coat nail.
Yep.
And that you know how you see stuff and it just shatters your illusions. Grandpa Joe, no wonder he could fucking fly out of bed after being laid down for 40 years.
Movie. He's absolutely the villain of Charlie and the
Well, yeah,
because he gets Charlie to steal stuff and misbehave and break.
Tries to get him to lose the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, jealous old bastard. So anyway, Buckaroo Banzai's blowing his own trumpet here, as you do, and then he stops abruptly and says, "Hang on a minute, somebody's not having a good time."
It's a unique trumpet. It's not your standard trumpet.
It's short.
Is it a French
looks like
one?
a bugle for playing reveille or something.
Yeah, it might be like a marching band type of thing. One of those transformed bugle things that they use for the, the field shows and stuff like that. Because that's not your standard trumpet.
No.
So anyway, there is somebody in the crowd who's not having a good time.
I love that he could sense this like a superhero.
Yeah. Well, he's been to the 8th dimension. He's pretty much, he can do anything. But look at that guy. He's got that smoke hanging out of his mouth like...
Well, look at that man's mullet.
Just
sitting there to the right. That was right there at the same table. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a scorcher.
Yeah.
It looks a bit like a Jeremy Renner, but 80s version.
That's like one of the Lost Boys wandered onto the set.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. There's the mullet man, though.
Oh, he's
proper
got a
mullet
face for
man.
radio.
Yeah, radio's radio.
But is there somebody in the chat who's crying? Somebody out there in the chat who's crying in the dark?
Not having a good time out in the dark.
Yeah. I am neglecting the chat. I'm sorry. Once I get through this,
you might want to, for the moment, kick somebody.
Yeah, somebody
Check
needs
chat.
to be.
Well, wrenches are on standby, so if a wrench wants to take care of something,
might have gone to sleep.
Someone needs to be teabagged.
Well, never mind. Oh, somebody wants attention, but never mind. We're here to have fun. Unlike this character here, this is Penny.
I did a 24-hour timeout.
Yeah. What does Peggy want?
Thank you.
Penny.
Peggy?
Ooh, Penny.
He keeps saying Peggy.
Peggy.
She's like, Penny!
Penny!
Yeah. Well, Peggy was Peggy
Yes.
Banzai. But we learn later that this is Penny. Peggy. I'm doing
like
it
that,
now.
you fucked.
Peggy Banzai had an identical twin sister, but they were both adopted. So they didn't know each other existed until now. But the weird thing is, Ellen Barkin was in a load of films back in the day. But she's like weird hot.
Gorgeous.
I would have smashed the granny out of her. No worries.
Oh, don't hold back, Tommy. You go for it, mate.
I mean,
I'll be your
technically,
wingman.
she would have been a granny at the time. I was at the right age for it anyway.
Oh dear, dig a hole,
Mate.
You
Yeah,
need a
'cause
ladder.
I'm only a hobbit. She's probably taller than me as well. She'll bitch slap me into next week. I don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is just a great scene. This is pretty much the part where he says, "No matter where you go, Anybody want to finish the line?
There you are.
She is fixable.
Oh,
well, yeah.
Look at her.
She went sort of into obscurity a little bit, didn't she, after the 80s?
Maybe she just cashed out, retired. I don't know.
Started banging Johnny Depp.
Yeah. And so did Rebecca De Mornay as well at the back end of the 80s. But they all seem to have a bit of a resurgence every now and again. I don't know if Ellen Barkin actually did or not. But anyway, Buckaroo decides to sing her a song to cheer her up. And she's that happy about it, she hits the bottle. But he's singing away, trying to get her all going, but she's got other plans. She plans to unalive herself, and as she goes for it, have you noticed she bought that from a porn
got the
shop?
tags on it still.
Yeah.
Still got the tags on it.
Yeah,
I didn't
know,
notice
it's
that
a little
until
thing
now.
every time where you're like, wait, what? What is that?
Yeah. Yeah, you just miss something. But she's going for it, and she can't even do that right.
By a waiter or something, hits her elbow.
Yeah.
Well, she did it the wrong way. You're supposed to put it up to the open mouth and aim for the brainstem.
Or under the chin.
Under the chin.
And if you notice there, and I didn't notice this until now,
but
she's got a copy of Buckaroo Banzai and
Future
Dr.
history.
Toshiba's
Future
book.
history.
Yeah. Those girls in the foreground. I'd almost say she looks a bit Sigourney Weaverish here on the right, but we know it's not. So anyway, everybody gets guns a-blazing. Mr. Krabs has got his shooter out. That other guy, the bass player, I mean, he's, I forgot his name, but he's a member of the...
Pinky Carruthers.
Is who? That's right, Pinky Carruthers. Because he normally rides a horse, doesn't he, in this? Because he's at the Institute, he rides a horse.
I'm not. Mostly because he's one of the lesser figures I don't pay a lot of attention to.
Yeah. Yeah, but he seems out of place because he doesn't seem overly athletic or handsome. I mean, I'm not that way inclined, so I don't look at guys that way. But everybody gets the guns out, even the drummer. The drummer's got an Uzi. You don't argue with a drummer with an Uzi. Man, that's
They
probably
made sure
a
that the
Mag 10
drummer
or
was
something.
more over the top.
I think it's a mini. I don't think it's small enough to be a micro Uzi, but it's mini.
Yeah, so it's along those lines. They're all packing anyway. Even the guy with the super mullet on the side, he's got a shooter as well.
They're all strapped, and it just the way this movie reveals crazy shit as if it's perfectly normal.
As if it's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything in their universe. Yeah, it's got a place and a purpose. It's weird. So anyway, they tried to eject Penny, and Buckaroo's like, "Wait, hang on a minute." But then again, we go back to the mental asylum, and there's Mike. I've got to keep calling him.
He's got
Mike.
the same excited expression he has in every movie, which is
it's completely deadpan all the time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just, there's no emotion there.
Yeah.
It's just like half asleep.
Like it'd find $10 on the floor and pick it up, and it'd just still look the same instead of being really happy about it. So anyway, Lizardo grabs the phone and starts making a call. And this guy's like, "Yeah, sure, Doc, you're not going anywhere." And a couple of the patients are like watching what's happening. And he's placing a call to Yoyodyne Propulsion Systems over in New Jersey. Although this film is set entirely in New Jersey. Although it's clearly LA.
They're so similar. I mean, come on.
I was in New Brunswick for all of like 2 or 3 hours, and I was glad to leave.
That was more than enough, yeah.
It makes a change, though, because whenever a film has any connection with New Jersey, it's always set in Trenton. It's nice that this makes a difference and does it somewhere else.
They reveal it in the movie. The why Yoyodyne is
Did I miss
located
something?
where it's at and everything that's going on.
Oh, yes, because of what
Orson
happened
Welles,
on the radio. Ah. So anyway, Mike's starting to get a bit pissed off with Dr. Lizardo.
Yeah,
and he picks him up with one hand, and then just carries on the phone like it's nothing.
And Charlton Heston we have at home is just watching him the whole time.
And then he snaps his neck.
Oh, there seems to be some rogering going on in the back there.
Yeah, I thought that looked a bit suspect. More Brokeback references.
But they are playing Buckaroo Banzai video game.
Yeah. So anyway, he starts making his way out. This guy's playing, like you say, Buckaroo Banzai. And he just gives him a look of just pure disgust. Oh yeah, and then he goes full Tron on him, doesn't he?
That's the end of that.
Yeah. My wife has that effect when I'm playing video games.
I hope we have that last Starfighter machine still in the arcade. We can try that.
Yeah. Oh, that's another great film. Oh, it's like the second film to use CGI extensively. But I still think Tron did a better job.
Yeah, so, I mean, Tron at least had a more believable conceit. The last Starfighter is a bit too ambitious too early.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But just look at John Lithgow. It looks like he needs a shit.
Probably
He's
didn't
having a lot of fun.
Yeah, probably didn't expect the little mini explosion to be as big as it was. It's like, fuck, shit.
Yeah, it was all bottled up in the asylum.
Well, it's that damn hospital food. It'll get you every time.
Yeah, biscuit browns. That'll do it.
So let's just have a bit of a roundup of who's in the chat. Got some super fans in tonight. Thank you to Franco Walker. Thank you for popping in. I know you had to disappear. Gamers in there. Mog. Automatic. I like that. That's very Smilexy, isn't it? Automatic. I like that. Very clever. Who else have we got in there? Yeah, Wirren of Bly's in there. Sword in the Storm. Who else? Let me just scroll down a little bit. Melvin Deeply. It wouldn't be the same without Melv being in the chat. Gavin Blackburn's in there too. Tenacious D. Ick. Destron Solar's in there.
And
who else
Jill
have we
has
got?
joined us.
Oh,
She just popped in.
I know she left a comment earlier. Did she,
listening and driving, she
popped one in right now.
Yeah. Comics Dad. Tomby, that's one of yours?
Yeah.
Comics Dad says, hey there, that magical hobbit named Tomby sent me. Well, thank you for that. He says he's never heard of this movie. Well, there we go. Brian's in there as well. Scotty, hello, Big Booty. Oh, good old Scotty. Lord Toxic's in there as well. A bunch of my other fans who keep coming back. Oh, you got a bit of attention. All of 6
it's
seconds.
good to be loved.
And yeah. And as we said, Anti-Derivative Jill's there. Hi, listening and driving. Love this movie to pieces. What's not to love? It is a fantastic film. And yet again, it's the film that keeps on giving because, like I said before, when you go back to watch it and you give it a re-rub, you always notice something different. Every time. Now, is this the coolest coach ever? Oh, wow. So this is Buckaroo's coach, Buckaroo Banzai and the Hong Kong Cavaliers. And here we go. Mystery lady opens fire at Buckaroo, but Buckaroo unhurt. They think it's an assassination attempt, but it's not. Obviously, the papers get it wrong.
For a moment there, you said Buckaroo.
And
Buckaroo.
Oh, well, Freudian slip.
I love the name of the bar that they were at. It was Artie's Artery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you look in the background there, that picture becomes very important. We'll find out why shortly. So, Perfect Tommy and Reno. There we go. I did better this time. I'm mulling over the events. Yeah. But there we see that is Buckaroo Banzai's former wife who passed away, Peggy Banzai, who is the twin sister of Penny Priddy. That's convenient. Isn't that a bit wrong, really? His wife dies, so he goes to fuck her sister instead.
Look at the sister. Yeah.
You could have had them both.
Stereo.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? Twins. Wow, there's some people lucky enough to experience
his
that.
Tour bus has tatami floors and a futon and samurai swords. Just how much cooler can you be?
This bus is very TARDIS-like. There's too much in that bus for it to be the size it is on the outside. Because he's like got a missile command center thing, hasn't he? A nerve center, as well as his bedroom. And where do these guys sleep?
He has gone through other dimensions, so it's understandable. The bus.
Yeah. So anyway, he's reading this. Is this the report about the thing in orbit?
Yeah, I think it is actually the electromagnetic disturbance.
So anyway, Buckaroo sort of like wraps up doing what he's doing because he's got other plans. He wants to go and spring Penny from jail, but first
they've got
a job to do. Yeah, Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, who wants a Krabby Patty?
Yeah, that's pre-Kurgon, but by 2 years.
Awesome.
That is a
awesome
cool
logo.
That's that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a combination of
I like that.
Van Halen and later rock band
and Aerosmith.
Yeah, it is.
The
You're
and
right.
Aerosmith and
So anyway, it is his missile command stroke command bunker. Team Banzai. I like that. That is really
such
cool.
Great details. Like they have their own stickers that have accumulated after over time, and that's so good. All the set dressing.
Yeah.
Is great.
Well, he's a massive part of the pop culture in this
Left,
universe.
in the circle. I was expecting to see that 3 line segments again, but now it's like almost like a cross. I don't know. I'm just seeing symbols.
What were you thinking? The Atari logo? How much medication have you taken?
All the medication. How much you got?
I've been reading all of Swapper's tweets.
Oh my God. You might need to take a bit of a lay down for a while. So anyway, this is the electromagnetic pattern in orbit. Yeah. What could it be? But look at that. That is just the most amazing
I wonder
beatbox.
if you can still get that.
I bet you probably could, but it'll fetch a pretty penny on eBay.
Pretty?
Yeah, even that. But those speakers were detachable. They got a little coil of cable on the back. It got a little spool hook on the back of the speakers. They were detachable.
Boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, look who it is. It's Seth Brundle.
The Fly.
Cowboy.
So this is Jeff Goldblum as Dr. Sidney Zwiebel, a.k.a. New Jersey, although he dresses like a cowboy.
So what was he doing there? Because I was just wondering, like, where did he just come from?
Because
he was waiting.
Yeah, he was waiting.
He was waiting.
But why? Oh, okay.
Because Buckaroo invited him after the surgery.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, this is the New Brunswick PD, isn't it? He's gone to bust Penny out and pick... I keep wanting to call him Cowboy, but it's not. It's New Jersey. He's even got cowhide bags.
Those are sheep. That's sheepskin chaps with the wool.
No, about his bags.
Cow ish.
It's look.
He
looks
just
like
looks
Les
wrong.
Claypool from Winona's Big Brown Beaver.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Just a little more shiny skin-wise, he'd be fine.
So Buckaroo comes to pick him up, and he's like, "Oh, welcome aboard." And New Jersey's he's a bit of a fanboy, and he could tell he's a fanboy. So he tells the guys he's got a job to do. He's going to bust Penny out of the jail. So hang on a minute, let me go back one. Isn't Reno checking his ass
he doesn't
out?
have spurs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. That a convenient excuse.
And the New
Honest.
Brunswick police station is bigger than that.
But just look at Jeff Goldblum here. He's got that sort of fanboy look about him.
He's so bloody
He's
young,
just
though.
gushing at
Holy
Perfect
crap.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is 3 years before The Fly, Cronenberg's Fly. So that was 87, wasn't it? If I remember right.
That's about right, I think.
Yeah, 86, 87.
Yeah. Well, look, they're all so young. But it's funny, because look, Perfect Tommy's talking with
Bink.
New Jersey, but he's also there as well.
Oh.
Hello.
When you're perfect,
So
you can do those.
he goes to bust Penny out. Yeah, because he's so fucking cool. She does look quite tasty
Stretching out.
there, in a weird hot way kind of way. But Buckaroo's got other ideas. He wants to make a squelch.
Moist.
Moist is the word. And this is the bit where the woman in the other jail cell. Perfect.
Yeah, he like jumps away from the bars. Which is,
yeah, but look, he takes a step back. Like, oh, fuck.
I love that his shirt and his jacket are the same material.
Of course they are.
So cool.
Yeah. So there's this sexual tension between these two characters. It's like, I don't know, is she kind of moist for Buckaroo?
And I mean, who is?
Buckaroo's,
yeah.
Buckaroo's definitely moist for her. But he does. He's like, can we get her out? And
What?
Tommy's like,
Kill her.
what?
Let her out. Eh? What?
What the fuck? Destron Solar in the chat says, definitely such a good film. It's a cult classic. What did I say earlier? Automatic. Yes, Smilex, maybe change it from Otto to Otter. There we go. Oh, Wirra Blige says, hello, Wayfarer.
Wait, yeah, it's a new viewer, I believe. So Melvin and I were saying,
yeah.
welcome.
Oh, Jill says, the video game that Lizardo blew up is really a Star Trek game.
Catch.
I like that. That's a good, yeah, it is a good catch. Yeah, you gotta love a Star Trek game. So, anyway, we go over to a press conference about this whole malarkey about going into another dimension. And he just looks slick here. He's just so
I wanted
confident
those
and
glasses
cool.
so bad.
And this is the Secretary of Defense. And he's a bit of an arsehole all the way through this movie.
Well, he is.
He seems to think
so it's understandable.
Yeah. Oh, crikey.
This movie just never stops moving. They just going one thing to the next and just living the comic book life. It's so cool.
So this is Matt Clark as Secretary of Defense McKinley, who's just a massive tool all the way through this. And he's kind of jealous of Buckaroo. So he's getting interviewed. And at one point, she looks at Buckaroo, doesn't she?
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like, yeah. She gushes.
Yeah, that confused me because her name was Peggy.
And it's weird,
too, right?
that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was going to say,
look at the
they're
Shaw
Shaw
SMB7s.
SMB7s, isn't they?
Yeah. Oh, they've been around for donkey's years. Some good mics there. Meanwhile, in Earth orbit, we've got these guys floating around. These are the good Lectroids.
Black Lectroids.
Black one's good, red one's bad. Yep. Look at these two.
Bad. And these two guys. Oh, that's Dan Hedaya. He went on to be the bad guy in Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He was the foreigner.
And he was also in Alien Resurrection as
Also
General
Cheers
Perez.
as Carla's husband.
And in loads of things. So is the other guy, the guy with the droopy eyes.
Yeah, whenever you want an odd-looking guy, he always got hired, like in the 80s or whatever. Just,
Oh, you talking about Vincent Schiavelli. Vincent Schiavelli.
That's it,
Ghost.
Schiavelli. And strangely enough, his character's name's John O'Connor. John O'Connor. But he was in a Next Gen episode. Was it Arsenal of Freedom? Was it in the first or second season of
He was
Next
on
Gen?
the X-Files, one of my favorite X-Files episodes.
Yeah, Ghost.
Circus Town.
Yeah, he taught Patrick Swayze how to move objects.
Yeah, it was in Ghost. Yep. Yeah. And yet again, another great character actor. So anyway, Buckaroo goes on to explain about, even though that's a piece of rock, there's loads of space inside it. So that's basically the whole shtick with the overthruster. Yeah. It manipulates the gaps between the spaces. That's how he can go through solid objects and whatnot. But look at the Secretary of Defense there. He's just like, yeah, whatever, guy. And there's Dr. Toshiba
and
with
the
Penny.
overthruster.
And she's just so impressed. Yeah. She is weirdly hot.
Every scene.
But anyway, Lord John Warfin's instructed these guys to retrieve the overthruster. So that's their mission here. This is some great names. But is somebody looking from behind Dr. Toshiba? So Buckaroo goes on to carry on about this and says that, he brought this back, a living organism from the 8th dimension.
It's a little model of the car there. There's some molecules laying around. Giving a science talk.
Yeah. That looks like something my mother
looks like a beaker of beer.
There's a bit of a sphincter on that alien right there that we're looking at.
Octopus's fucking testicle. That's what it looks like.
It's winking at me.
Isn't it? It's like Bigfoot's bollock. Ooh, gross. Well, there we go. There's a perfect response from Jeff Goldblum's character. But he does the thing with the eyes and the facial expressions like he would any other time.
Goldblum plays Jeff Goldblum in a lot of things.
Yeah, in everything. He's just, no matter what he does, is Jeff Goldblum. When he was Seth Brundle, he was Jeff Goldblum. So anyway, Buckaroo gets told by one of his minions that he's got a phone call from the president.
Yeah. Lions Club.
So he tells everybody, I'm going to make a call. And look at her, Penny. She's moist for him. She's still got his book too. And she's still moist for Buckaroo Banzai as well. So she carries on asking questions to the Secretary of Defense.
Well, no, she's the one that's like, what about warfare in the other dimension or whatever? It's like, okay, yep, the press have always been baiting people.
Yep. Oh, look, Rawroyd's actually got his hat on.
Yeah.
With that tuna sandwich in
up
it.
There.
Nice. I bet he gets all the chicks smelling like a... Yeah. What is that fragrance? You must reveal all.
Ma'am, I thought you were already familiar with it.
Oh, dear. It's Taste of the Sea. So Buckaroo takes this call, and it's actually coming from the good Lectroids. Did he? Oh, good. So anyway, there's the president and their general, and what the hell is that? That looks like some kind of something they eat. It looks like green cotton candy.
Casserole's ready.
Have you seen? I was going to say, have you seen the trays carrying it in? It just is a perfect casserole dish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, the jello mold's ready.
So Buckaroo gets a shock over the phone. But this is not just any old shock. It gives him the ability. And he asks New Jersey for a pen. And he's got a pen in his hat. Now that I can understand. Having a pen in your hat, yeah, that's practical. Tuna fish sandwich. Well,
I mean, you don't want
gross.
a pen in your hat with
just
a
wrong.
tuna fish sandwich. You could get ink on the sandwich, and that'd be a problem.
No. It's off-putting, really, isn't it? So he says, give me a pen quick. And he wants to write something down on his hand. Jeff Goldblum being Jeff Goldblum as usual. So he writes down this bit of information. And these guys, they're all quite excitable, really. So they release the thermal pod.
Release the thermal pod.
And it's got... Yeah. Well, that looks kind of... the design of this stuff is almost like somebody's tried to go for that Giga kind of
very
feel, but not
organic.
quite pulled it off.
Yeah,
I mean,
they did it.
Grown and not built.
I did take a
hacked
picture
lump
of this frame.
coral reef up.
Yeah, well, and I think the again, why is it that Buckaroo Banzai is doing more work to make stuff look alien than so many sci-fi movies?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the first David Tennant Christmas special with the spaceship from that? Looked similar.
A little bit, yeah. Notice the product placement for
Don't
Harley
worry,
Davidson.
you'll see an actual
motorcycles.
Harley Davidson motorcycle a little later.
Oh, yeah. So now he's had this shock. He can see things. It's a bit like Lion-O. He's got sight beyond sight without the Sword of Omens. And go on, Atom Great.
No,
I'll let you
I'm
do
gonna
the
give it to
line.
Jay, 'cause he's...
Go on,
Nope.
Jay.
It's
pure evil
Look,
from the
pure
dimension.
evil. The 8th dimension. And now we get to see the Electroids.
It's the pure shock.
Oh,
The guy on the left. It's like, fuck, rumbled.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Thing is, though, the extras in this scene, are they kept a straight face is beyond me.
But
Yeah. I love the Lectroids. They're like, is he talking about us? I can't. What the hell?
Mm.
yeah, 30 years without being
Yeah.
noticed, and suddenly they get called out.
Oh, and look, it's John Big Boutte, Christopher Lloyd.
Oh,
He's
yes,
great in
he's
this
over the
film.
top.
He's just, I don't know, he's just like, he's very intelligent, but he doesn't look switched on. He looks quite simple, but he's not. He's quite
And he also
with
doesn't
it.
really care for John Morphin very much.
No.
No, he's got to the point where he's,
Well,
he's sick of his
called Big
bullshit.
Booty.
Yeah, that too.
Well, understandably
That too,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Boutte!
Well, the one thing I'll give like Lloyd on this one is he's not playing over the top crazy Reverend Jim or future Doc Brown, right?
Doc Brown. Or,
This is more understated and yet more humorous because of that.
It's like a soft Lord Krug. I loved him in Star Trek.
I always had Reverend Jim going through my head whenever I saw him in Star Trek 3. You want to blow up the Genesis device? Okay, dog. Okay, dog.
Oh, Taxi, what a show. So anyway, Penny grabs the Other thruster and Julie hides it in a bag. Rawhide and Perfect Tommy try and assist going after the Electroids. Everybody's like cowering. Oh, look at that Navy Admiral. He's just cacking himself.
Projector. Oh boy.
Oh, let me.
Oh.
Oh, rhubarb.
Fudge.
I hate it when it does
So
that.
much for our vintage projector.
Balls.
I'm going to
no
have to.
kidding.
Yeah, let me try, see if it'll pick it.
It's not
No,
that
it's
far.
Now let's go a bit further. See, every now and again, it does this. It's a little bit twitchy.
Haven't found.
Those A2s
they
always
were.
were a little bit twitchy.
Never found streaming software that doesn't twitch once in a while.
Yeah. Well, Reno gets a little bit worse for where he gets shot. But don't worry, New Jersey's there. He's a doctor. And yet again, another bit of product placement for Harley Davidson. So Buckaroo Banzai comes running up this tunnel, and more Harley Davidson bikes next to a truck with Harley Davidson on the side.
How handy is that?
I thought they were based in Milwaukee,
They
Wisconsin.
were, but they were looking to sell it from anywhere now. Oh, man, this is still like AMF era because it has the #1 logo on the trailer.
Oh, good catch.
Yeah. If you look in the distance there, there's a van with people sort of like hustling into it. And it's, Yoyodyne propulsion systems. That's another thing here, which is an interesting crossover. Because in Next Gen, if you look at the technical notes for Next Gen, the warp engine in the Enterprise D was designed by Yoyodyne propulsion systems.
Nice.
which was a cool note, but my notes have disappeared too. Oh, that's great. Oh, well. I can put the chat back in and see what's happening in the chat. I'll catch up with you shortly, chat. I do apologise. Although I'm just too engrossed. I'm too invested in this movie, to be fair. So, Buckaroo borrows a motorcycle,
Well, the
as
guy
you do.
yells at him, "Hey, you can't ride that thing." Oh, you're Buckaroo Banzai. Go ahead.
It's fine.
Yeah. How did he know that there was even gas in the tank? That's a good. He must be really good. So anyway, the Lectroids escape, but they've got a prisoner.
They do indeed,
haven't they?
There's the tunnel.
Oh, look, it's the Mount Hollywood Tunnel.
Well, I've never seen this in any other media ever.
No, me neither. I haven't seen it in Roger Rabbit or. That was the tunnel into Toonland, wasn't it? Toontown. Yeah, and then Back to the Future 2, where Biff was going to get some revenge on Marty.
No,
it's not been used in anything at all.
Well, they probably built it
was
for
a
this movie,
great
and then,
shout.
it got used later.
Yeah. Perfect Tommy's a bit late to the game because Buckaroo's already disappeared, and he's on a cool Harley. He rides a bike really well as well. I noticed.
He is a little bit off. It feels to me like he's never ridden one that big before.
I think it's the
know how to
suit.
ride. Yeah, it looks like Pee Wee Herman riding a Harley.
Yeah, maybe his pants are too
if he
tight.
rides by Twisted Sister, filming the music video to Burn in Hell, then we'll know.
Oh, D. Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, now you said Twister Sister. I've got Niedermeyer going through my head now. A pledge pin! So the thermal pod comes to Earth, and there's a couple of hillbilly hunters who just take pot shots at it willy-nilly, thinking it's just some kind of fucking duck. Yeah, right. Yeah. But it tastes like shit.
Needs garlic.
Crocodile Dundee. Yeah. I love that. No, mate. What's he saying? He wonders if we can eat one of those two. Oh, yeah, so it goes down, and I love this scene. Unfortunately, I had to crop this picture because on the left is Dan Hedaya's character. And as we mentioned before, he's drinking out of a lamp battery.
Well, one thing also that's nice is even on such a low budget, the main Lectroids masks look like the actors.
They do.
Yeah.
I was going to mention that, but I'm glad you brought that up because they do. It's incredible. Whoever did the makeup really did do a fantastic job on this picture. And I love this. It's like puts a shell thing up to his ear so he can hear what's going off, because he can hear sort of like the thermal pod coming down, and the droopy eyed guys. I forgot his name, but yeah. But it does. It just does.
Yes,
it just looks like him, doesn't it?
It's melting like he normally looks like. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, it's like he's been in that tank from RoboCop. So they spin the truck round, and Buckaroo's coming the other way. They take a bit of a shot at him, but he goes flying off. Dale, that's the best I could get. That screen grab. That scene is that fast, but it's still good. The only thing what does me with this particular part of the film, we go from it's daylight and it looks, quite light for the time of day.
It's dark.
Yeah, it goes to dark. The hunters are still looking for whatever it is they think they brought
they
down.
may not be able to get it before dark. So they were warning you.
Well, yeah. Well, foreshadowing, which is good. So they poke it with a stick, and it goes from this to the boulder from Raiders. It's like, what the hell? I just love the look on these guys' faces. They stand there. If you see something like that rolling towards you, you get the fuck out of there, don't you? You don't just hang around. It's like, what do we do?
Yeah.
Run? But this is another John, a good John this time.
That is a hell of a tie.
Atom laughing in the back.
You're Atom.
It's so beautiful.
It's like popping out of a turd.
Yeah.
Bink.
Yeah.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? Like a massive ball of shit.
Around
with a little bit of blood on it too.
Oh.
Look at the leery suit from the 80s. On sale.
Yeah. Although that 70s was that tie was definitely left over from the 70s.
Oh, definitely. It's like a kipper tie, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
but this guy's not very good on his feet because he as soon as he gets up, he slips, bangs his head. He's dead. He's not getting up for work in the morning. And they're prodding him. Do you think he's dead? Yeah, no shit. But get a little pink box. Gets lifted down.
Yeah.
And then, there's somebody else. Another John. We'll find out who that is soon. So anyway, because he's dead, his body doesn't sort of disguise the fact that he's an alien. And these guys are quite shocked. And he's got a copy. To say these guys have only just come to Earth, how have they got a copy?
The latest
issue.
The latest issue, but there's a continuity error because I think the cover says issue 1.
Well, they're in the 8th dimension. Remember, they're already here. They're in the inner space. They just kind of...
Who could keep track? Yeah.
You just kind of reach out from the comic book shop.
Yeah, but they've come from Planet 10 in a spaceship.
At one point. But I think for a while, haven't they, since 1938, been in the 8th dimension?
No. Only the bad Lectroids.
That's the red Lectroids.
Oh, that's right. These are the...
black Lectroids.
Rasta Lectroids.
Yeah. So they're like in the Phantom Zone. They're basically exiled war criminals from Planet 10.
Yeah,
when you're this far into the movie, either you're buying it or you're not buying it. So.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, you'd be watching this, say, on a Saturday night. You weren't going out, so you'd watch this and maybe have a couple of beers and some snacks and just have a good time. We'd always have one friend that would be super critical and picking out every error with the movie.
I divorced her.
Yeah, again, this is why my daughter used one of them as the selection criteria. It was like, oh, you're not getting this? Well, bye. Get out of here.
Well, that's the hard part, is actually criticizing. I mean, at first you could definitely have questions, but when you get
my
to the
only
point where you're
my only
complaining.
criticism at this point in the film is he's got a tiny little walkie-talkie, and it makes it all the way to Mr. Krabs. You could have wound him up. So he's like,
Buckaroo's got his own worldwide network of satellites.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah. Could be
Right,
relaying
sweet.
off of the irregulars. They've got repeater setups.
There you go.
Ah, I think you're a radio ham.
Never.
Ah, I'll
I'm
catch
just
you on
a
that.
normal ham. I'll do it anywhere.
I'll catch you on Echo Link later. I like that bike. It's pretty sweet. So he's telling the guys that whereabouts he is, and he might be in a bit of hot water. In the meantime, cops turn up and drag the Electroid body to one side, and then are waiting to see if anybody can tell me who that police officer is when we get a good look at his face.
Oh, jeez.
So anyway, Van turns up, and it's these guys, and they kind of make out like they're the Men in Black a little bit.
Yeah.
They try and spoof everybody. You can't really see that cop's face all that well, but he plays quite a few cops in other things, other movies around that time. And I love this, how he just, how John O'Connor gets this most ridiculous pipe out and just starts smoking it. And they nonchalantly go, nice evening, boys.
Yeah.
Look, that's the scene there where he says that to these guys, and they're like, It's almost like Terminator.
Is the guy on the right, is he from Beverly Hills Cop?
No.
No, but the cop is from Beverly Hills Cop.
Is it really? Because that guy, I kept seeing the hunter, and I was like, he looks too But he really looks like him.
Yeah, no, it's you know, there's Judge Reinhold and the other guy.
Yeah,
who were the oh god, the cops who sort of it's him from Beverly Hills Cop,
and that's who I was thinking that the hunter was, because he looks a lot like him, but I was like, he's too short.
Yeah. Z3PO's joined us in the chat.
Indeed.
I've seen this film precisely once and don't remember a thing about it. Well, at least you're honest.
If you take some mushrooms, give it half an hour, you'll then remember.
Yeah.
Hello to Tom Slick in the chat as well, and tight as a nun's chuff. That is a great screen name. I love that. So Buckaroo's just riding around trying to figure out what's going off, and he sees what's happening here. And I love this because he starts getting a bit sneaky. He's having a good sneak around.
Yeah.
It's funny, if you go back a scene, if you sort of like crop him, he just looks like RoboCop, but without that layer of latex on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, it is RoboCop, the same guy, but... so he tells them where he is, whereabouts in New Jersey he is. So Perfect Tommy and Rawhide trying to figure something out to get Buckaroo out of bother. But he opens this box in the van, and it's Professor Toshiba. Ha! Thanks a fucking bunch, Buckaroo. Ha!
So happy you're not dead.
I sound like Kim Jong-il, don't I, from Team America? Sorry. So anyway, Perfect Tommy gets on the radio, and there's lots of people out there. Is it the irregulars or regulars?
The Blue Blaze Irregulars.
That's it.
Yeah, this is like Scooter something.
Yeah, Scooter and his dad.
Yeah.
Scooter Lindley.
That's right.
And he's what,
yeah.
Blue Blazer 45 and a half, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's long. I'm like, what?
Well, this kid and his dad, they become a part of the team, don't they, by the end of the film?
Yeah, because Scooter's the junior. He's a junior member of the Blue Blazers. His dad is a full member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has to go get him.
Great that they just have this network of people out all over the world. You just believe it.
Again, because that's Buckaroo Banzai. Everybody knows him. Everybody loves him. He's fantastic. Here you go.
Well, you could subscribe to it just through the comic books.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just that. The world building at the beginning and in the early part of the film, if you don't realize it, you're actually soaking it up. They're throwing it at you.
Yeah.
Without you actually being conscious of it, you being aware of it.
Well, I think they introduce him and you're like, okay, so he's a big deal. And then they just keep proving how big a deal he is.
Right.
And there's never like any questioning of it, because I mean, you've already had, just in the scene prior that they find the Buckaroo Banzai comic, and so now, it's the fan club, that are the irregulars, just like the Baker Street irregulars for
and
Sherlock
even
Holmes.
those idiots, those hunters know who Buckaroo Banzai is.
Of course it is,
it's
yeah.
the latest issue.
And he knows it's the latest issue, so clearly he reads it.
Even though it's issue 1.
Yeah, well, that is the latest issue.
So Dr. Toshiba's getting the gist from Buckaroo Banzai, and he shows him his hand. Does he pass it on as well?
Yes, in a very cool way. He just licks his hand and sticks it to his
on his forehead, and then he's got the writing in reverse on his forehead. Oh, which is great. There we go. That's the guy from Beverly Hills Cop.
That is. There.
Yeah.
Yep, it is. That's Taggart.
Yeah. So anyway, John Big Boutte, he starts getting a bit pissed.
I can't unsee the
Wayfarer.
turd. I can't unsee the turd anymore.
Yeah. Once you've seen it, you can't.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is, look at like the edges and stuff. What happened is the wings fold up, and that's how it becomes that ball. Because when it's flying, it kind of has those ragged edges like talons. And so when it folds up, that's what you see.
Interesting. So anyway, Buckaroo and Professor Toshiba, get some stuff sorted out, some facts. Just quickly, before I go on to the next set of slides, do you remember me telling you earlier about that picture of Carrie Fisher?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
She is beyond moist for Peter Weller.
Yeah.
I bet you any money. I bet you any money. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He went there.
Yeah. 100%.
We all would have.
Lucky bastard.
And
Not only was he Buckaroo Banzai, not only was he RoboCop, he got to bone Princess Leia.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Pretty cool.
And he has a PhD.
Yeah. And then some.
Yeah.
So is it Mrs. Johnson?
Yes.
Not quite sure who Mr. Johnson is, but
we would have found out if we'd gotten the sequel.
Yeah,
True.
yeah, that would have come up in the World Crime League.
I wonder if he's Big Johnson.
Big John.
Sweaty, they call him.
Oh dear. He's got quite a shaft. She seems quite happy to see Reno anyway. Perfect Tommy's there, also New Jersey, along with Pretty Penny, or Penny Pretty. They get a quick introduction. Jeff Goldblum tries to introduce himself too. Meanwhile, back at the turd location. Oh dear. The flying turd.
The turd sighting.
Yeah.
Peter Weller has seen some shit.
Yeah.
He has. So has everybody else.
Yes.
So he can see the Lectroids in their true form. And they start beating on the
Just hit it
turd.
with a stick. Yeah.
Is it a shit stick?
Yeah. I mean, we need New Jersey here to announce this is one big pile of shit.
Well, it's dark. I wonder if he's getting paid time in a turd.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm here all week. So there's Lectroids inside.
They're starting to take on a turd look to me too.
Oh well, shit happens. They've got terrible dress sense.
Yeah. I mean, I like
so,
the general with the feather boa on the picture.
Well, yeah.
He's working that.
Yeah.
So back on the Electroid mothership, they're seeing and hearing everything what's going on.
Those are the chairs I.
You don't see those in IKEA, do you?
Yeah.
They discontinued those.
Yeah.
I bet I could sit on those without my legs being uncomfortable.
The kind of chair you get a free nosebleed for sitting in.
Yeah.
Maybe some minor altitude sickness. So another John.
Yeah.
Another John.
On the turd screen.
Yeah, he's starting to panic a bit. But those hunter guys, they're all a bit like, they're a bit dumb, really. So John Big Booty, he punches the cop and lays him out in one punch.
Yes.
And then he does the same with the hunters, but he's just so deadpan about it. So it's like he just does not give a shit about people around him. And then the other guy, Mr. Droopy Eyes, he goes, Buckaroo Banzai, in the way he says it. It's like, Buckaroo Banzai. So John Big Booty, and I can never remember Dan Hedaya's character. Oh, crikey. It'll come to me. Moving on.
Well, so it's John.
It'll be John, yeah. John. Let's just stick with John. Dan as John. So Buckaroo jumps over this fence, and he thinks he's in the clear, but he's a bit wrong.
Oh, was it John Smallberries?
No, that's back at Yoyodyne.
Yeah.
I'm blanking out now.
It's all right. We know he's John.
Yeah.
That's good enough for now.
Yep.
So anyway.
Like a tow truck here or something?
Yeah. Big Booty is out to get Buckaroo, and he starts running. And as luck would have it, a ladder miraculously comes out of nowhere.
I love the running feet shots in this.
Yeah.
It looked like he was trying to hold one in because the strides weren't very long.
Yeah.
It was like, what? Is that
like
him
we said
running?
before, it was the pants. That's why he was struggling on the bike earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So lucky for Banzai, this is Scooter and his dad.
Yep.
And they just happen to have a helicopter. He's one lucky son of a bitch.
Look, when you have the Blue Blaze, the regulars backing you up. Yeah.
Well, he got to bone a princess and he didn't even need the force.
No.
He just got the force of being so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I love these characters. They're great. You don't have to invest much brain power in this film to enjoy it if you sort of let go, and you just enjoy it for what it is.
Just let it happen.
It's just a fucking whole heap of fun.
This is one of the films where you can just consume it.
Well, but it's more than that because it has a consistency internal to its world and it stays to that. It also doesn't have just like throwaway characters because Scooter and his dad are then with them for the rest of the movie, right? Because there's a blue blaze, of course. Come on in, and you're just part of the team.
So Dr. Toshiba gets back to the Banzai Institute, and there's all fanboys. See, I told you it was on a horse.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I forgot all about it.
I don't know who the guy is in the ninja costume. But he's wearing goggles, so that makes it.
You need to have a ninja in the 80s.
John Gomez.
We'll get to some interesting John names. But Rawhide decides to have a go of doing a bit of hacking, trying to get into the Yoyodyne system with yet another random character who sort of comes into the fold. It's like they got halfway through the film and needed some extras. That other guy walked off because we weren't actually paying him, so this guy's taking his place.
He didn't
I think the
box lunch.
You're now at the actual bonsai facility, so there's a lot more people, right?
Well, yeah, you got me there.
A guy killed. That's like I don't remember seeing him. Oh,
and New Jersey's trying to learn the piano part for the set that they're going to play.
Yes, and he's on the piano. The song that you hear at the movie.
Yeah, he just happens to start going on about G, and that gives them an idea to use a G cipher to get into the Yoyodyne system. And lo and behold, they get into it. Yoyodyne Propulsion Systems Controlled Access Telecommunications Datanet. Oh, internet before internet. Gotta love it.
Bulletin boards.
In the meantime, John Parker has managed to find a bicycle. In other words,
there's a couple of people there's fanboys hanging out outside the institute.
Yeah,
and there's some great voiceovers too, where it's like, "Hey man, what's in the big pink box?"
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
from behind you.
The Banzai Institute for Biomedical Engineering and Science. Nice. Oh, this guy is like, fuck off.
Yeah.
That's his whole shtick to John Parker. And John Parker's just so childlike and sincere.
Yeah. He's from Cavaliers.
Oh, look, I've just realised who it is. It's Carl Lumley from Mantis.
Yeah.
And Alias.
Oh, my goodness.
I like Mantis. I thought that was a good show.
No, he was in Cagney and Lacey back in the 80s as well.
Yeah. Yet again, another great character actor.
Yep.
I'm glad Hollywood at some point threw him a bone.
He's also in Battlestar Galactica, the new one.
Is he?
He's the pilot that Adama sent into Cylon space and then left him.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, Bulldog.
I might have to rewatch that. So anyway, he says, "Oh, give Buckaroo Banzai this box."
Sorry, pal. Everyone needs see Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look at this. What we got? John Wright, John Wood, John Camp, John Grimm, Many Jars, Coyote, Jones, Chief Crier, Rajesh, Little John, John Little John. That's a great name.
Perfect.
John Starbird, John Smallberries, John Lee, John Kimchi. Kimchi. Oh, yeah.
Kimchi,
yeah. John Fish, Joseph, Cooper, Omar, Fledgling, Roberts, Milton, Barnett, Nephew, Guardian, Yah. John Yah. That's a great name.
John
remember
John
him.
Smallberries are together in a guard shack.
Yeah. Two Horns, Edward Scott. What other names have we got? John Parrott. John Smallberries.
Yeah.
Oh dear. what's that in Reno's hand?
Grapefruit.
The grapefruit.
Looks like grapefruit.
Yeah,
Well, it's not a watermelon.
No, it's not. Definitely not a watermelon.
No, that'll be in the hydraulic press.
John Many Jars. The names are just brilliant.
And they agreed. They're like, this is, Buckaroo's playing a joke on us.
Right.
Well, Jeff Goldblum being Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
New Jersey as Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Next to Mr. Krabs. A young Clancy Brown. I like this. It's Jeff Goldblum being Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. Figuring out how to deal with that alien spaceship.
And he's the perfect one to give this dialogue to. Like, he just figures it out. Like, you could see the gears turning in his head through his eyes.
Yeah.
Tommy's not that sharp, bless him.
No, but he is perfect.
He's perfect.
He is perfect.
So, you don't have to be.
So, there's some random black guy in a bush. Should we be worried? Where did he get the bike from? I hate to stereotype people and pigeonhole, but...
No, I'm sure it was a city bike. It's just share, bike share kind of thing.
But he's watched these Lectroids, Mr. Boutte, and
they do the $6 million man jump.
They do without the. But if you notice, they have to jump onto the wall and then jump down.
Yes.
And that's not at all sketchy. Some random black dude hanging around.
No, this is fine.
I hate to profile.
Well, it's Jersey still.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But he manages to do it in one jump. The only problem is when he lands, he gets his ass kicked and he gets knocked out by security. Where were they when the other three guys jumped over?
Well, that's why the other guys jumped on the wall first to see where security was. And
maybe.
I don't know. I think
this guy's working on Buckaroo's F-350.
Yeah.
And then an empty water container comes rolling down the driveway. And I love this. There he is. Big Boutte. And we get to figure out that these guys have a bit of a defense mechanism.
It's Hawk Tua.
Yeah, it's Hawk Tua powers, yeah.
Oh, Hawk Tua. Spit on that thing.
Yeah.
They can, cough up a venomous clam ball thing. It's like an evil starfish.
Ooh. Oh, I dated her once. Yeah, I remember that.
So this guy's like, is anybody there? And he spits. But he doesn't swallow.
Yeah, he doesn't swallow.
No, he goes flying back. It's a poof. The way it happens and how fast it happens, though, that is a great stunt for that era.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because anybody else, they'd be in traction for months.
Yeah.
So anyway, Scooter and his dad turn up with Buckaroo. And I love this. He realizes there's some goo from his dimension on Buckaroo's hood.
Yep.
Which is good. And then John O'Connor breaks his window. Meanwhile, Tommy brings Buckaroo up to speed on what's happening, vice versa as well. And he gets told about this package that's been delivered for him.
So all of this stuff that's happened, it's been about 24 hours. It's all happened in one day. The sun is coming up again already.
Yeah. So Buckaroo's checking this out, and it's like a weird little record player type thing, isn't it? It's like a little wind-up vinyl thing. But with the aid of these special glasses found in cereal boxes.
Well,
you think they were in Frosties? They are out of a Frosties box, aren't they?
Yeah. If you have bubble wrap, you too can see what they're sending you.
You can make a movie.
No.
But on this disc is a holographic message from the president of Planet 10.
John Endall.
Well,
with a bit of a stark warning. So she's blaming Buckaroo Banzai for everything because he went into the 8th dimension. Which sort of spurned Worf to get back in business and try and take over Earth.
Yeah, and ripped her away from her job as a solid gold dancer.
They don't look at all bizarre, do they?
No.
Soul Train.
Is that a disco ball on his desk?
Yeah, why not?
Looks like a plasma
Maybe.
ball.
That just looks like some seedy apartment somewhere. It probably is, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couch on the right hand side.
Casting couch.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to be in my movie? Come over here.
Diagram on the wall. Great.
So a little bit later, Buckaroo goes to the toilet and he's in the bathroom and there's somebody rustling about and he's got a shooter with him, which was in his top drawer, as you do. And it turns out it's Penny Priddy, or Pretty Penny. Yet again, Ellen Barkin, who's strangely hot. She looks kind of, I don't know, Russian. She's sort of got that sort of vibe to her.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be Russian.
Yeah. They all look the same from behind anyway, so who cares? Anyway, back in the lab, Dr. Toshiba and his assistant, Beaker.
Yeah, Beaker.
Yeah, Beaker.
He's the Beaker. He's essentially a red shirt version of Beaker.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan Hedaya's John Gomez. So says IMDb, according to Melv. Thank you for that, Melv. Yet again, bailing us out with top-notch info, which I did have on my screen until things went pear-shaped earlier. So a mysterious and ominous pair of hands grab hold of Beaker.
Yeah, and he feels something in his rectum.
Yeah. Broke back again. And I just love this. Dr. Toshiba, this just looks like something out of a comic book. The reaction on his face, like, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he's still got the reverse of Buckaroo's.
Still got the stamp on his forehead.
Yeah. Hadn't been that much time pass.
Hey. So you could get back in the club. If you go out to smoke.
I was just about to say, which club have you been in? You beat me to it. But no, it's John Big Boutte, and he's taking Beaker out. So Professor Toshiba, who was Dr. Toshiba a minute ago, runs off with the overthruster, and Rawhide goes in chase. And looks like these two are having a moment, but they get disturbed by Perfect Tommy, who tells them that they've got these guys running around. So they need to take care of business. So back in the lab, Buckaroo finds Beaker dead. Let me go back a slide. Look at that. There's your atypical glowing green Beaker in the lab. You've got to have one. It's ubiquitous.
It's Jeff's face.
Yeah, look at Jeff. Like, I think he's dead. Face. You don't say. What's that rubber glove just doing there? Randomly just clipped onto that.
You have to put that on before you handle the watermelon, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Also, notice that he has like a 6-shooter rig, and he's got like a Walther PPK in his hand.
PPK in his hand.
Weird. And that's that weird, bizarre, starfishy thing. What's taken out Beaker, which the Lectroids fire off to either kill, stun. I think basically if you get one of those, you're dead.
You're dead. Yeah.
You're dead, Jim. But these guys, they're quite nimble as well. They can get through small spaces in a hurry. So Big Boutte jumps through that.
It's not very big.
It's not, is it? But Rawhide, he's taking a hit for the team. And he's like, I think my number's up, Buckaroo.
No, it's right now. He's just, he does the, because he's like, you all right? And he's like, yeah, I just need to catch my breath.
Yeah.
Because he got hit in the back.
Putting a brave face on it. So Buckaroo goes after Big Boutte. And I love this sneaking around bit because Professor Toshiba's in there as well. But there's John Big Boutte. And he's retrieved that weird thing that was under the car.
Yeah.
So that must be of some importance. So Dr. Toshiba bumps into Pretty Penny, and he gives her the overthruster. So it's safe for a little while anyway. So Big Boutte comes in, and he's just no bullshit. He's just straight to the point, isn't he? He's like, you're in my way, so I'll just fuck you up.
Just straight to the point.
Yeah. And I like this how he bumps into Pelly, and he's like, hello there, I'm having a rough night kind of type thing. Like he's just at the coffee machine at work. But no, John O'Connor kidnaps Pretty Penny Big Booty, with his big booty, gets through that little
screen door
in the door, yeah. And Buckaroo's like, well, I can't get through there, and neither can Dr. Toshiba, not with pants like that.
No. That's a smart gag because it takes nothing to do, but in your subconscious, it gives you the idea that, oh God, maybe these guys can like fold up or whatever. And,
yeah, they're a bit like a spider.
Yeah,
they can get under cracks, under doors, and stuff. So back at the lab, Buckaroo and Professor Toshiba aren't too happy because Rawhide's in a worse shape than he thought he was. He does look kind of ill there, doesn't he? He actually looks the part, but I suppose that's what makeup's for. And it looks like Jeff Goldblum's got his finger up his ass.
Whoa. You're about a quart low.
Yeah.
Just
that would explain the look on Clancy Brown's face right there.
It's like, prostate examination.
The lube.
So they catch John Parker. Oh, look, Scooter's dad. You get a good look at him for the first time. And there's just random other bloke who features every now and again on a bass guitar or on a horse.
It's Pinky. He's wearing pink.
Yeah. And he's like, can you do anything for him? And he's like, no, I can't.
Sadly, no. So you're one of ours. You're on our side.
So he takes that thing off, and nice to see an alien wearing Adidas.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that. I would say the gazelles, but they're not. Oh, look at that. He's still got that mark on his forehead. I'd bet you any money he doesn't even know.
No.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, he's moved on to 10 other things.
Yeah. Sorry, you can't get back in the skating rink. Why not? Oh, Perfect Tommy's gutted. He was like big friends with Rawhide.
Well, I mean, it's Rawhide. Yeah. He's like second in command type guy. You know?
Oh, and then he's like, I'm Grandma, is that you?
Yeah.
He does ham it up here, though. He does ham this whole scene up.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know whether he does that on purpose or is that just to add that comic book flair to the scene. It's questionable, isn't it?
I know they talk about it in like the interviews. So when they talk about like the people that were here when it was happening, that he was definitely giving it his all.
Yeah. I have the one major fault that I can pick with this entire film. Scooter says, "Oh, look, they're getting away," but they do it in the helicopter.
In the helicopter,
yeah. They steal their helicopter.
Yeah, but later on, Scooter and his dad land at Yoyodyne.
Oh, they
in
get
the
in the helicopter.
Yeah. So how did they manage that?
Because I think there's a scene where they're like, there's our helicopter, so that because the helicopter's sitting there outside Yoyodyne.
Ooh, them Adidas's look quite good, I think.
Yeah, he's strutting.
Although he looks like a bad extra from that from Staying Alive, doesn't he?
Yes.
Well, anyway, Rawhide has sadly bought the farm. Rest in peace, Rawhide.
Rip.
Everybody eat a tuna sandwich in memory.
There can be only one.
Highlander.
So, Secretary of Defense, he's at the president. The president's got a bad back, so he's kind of like in traction.
I thought it was a joke about him having hemorrhoids.
No, because Buckaroo says, "I know you have a bad, that you're bad."
Yeah, he does mention it, doesn't he?
Yeah, I was like seeing this scene, and I'm thinking, "This is the president."
Hang on a minute. If it was hemorrhoids, wouldn't it be the other way around?
Well, it flips around. I don't know.
It
does rotate.
He'd be on that like a bench, but with a donut hole cut in it where his ass is.
Yeah. It's hilarious either way.
Yeah, because it's like, is it necessary? No. They decided to do this.
And this is quite like future-proofing, isn't it? Video linking and making calls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I like this. Even though that's like superimposed badly onto that screen.
Yeah.
The president's... Go on.
I was wondering if they were thinking of Zbigniew Brzezinski because the name of the national security advisor is Smirnov.
Yeah.
During the Cold War.
The comedian.
That's
That's
Yeah,
him.
there is that.
Oh,
I don't think that's actually Yakov Smirnov.
It's not.
I don't think so.
No, but his name is Smirnov.
But his name was
that.
Smirnov. Yeah.
They
Because I
probably
looked and I was
probably-
like, is he 3 Russians that I know that were in movies in the 80s? Nope.
I always thought it was him.
No.
So Buckaroo is filling in the president in on the situation with the Lectroids and all their shenanigans, and he's got like John Parker with him, and John Parker explains it to the president,
And he's stretching his fingers in a very disturbing way. And that's,
Yeah.
he's doing a weird thing with his hands.
So New Jersey's done a bit of an analysis of that death starfish. The Death Hawk Tour. What are we going with? Death Hockaloogie or something like that? Anyway,
yeah, Death Tour. Death
yeah,
Tour.
Death Tour. I like that. That's good.
All
We'll
right,
go with that.
There we go.
And he said it's a toxin. So we go back to the president, and he's like, "Well, what do you want to do about this, Buckaroo?" So we're like, Buckaroo's like, "Well, hang on a minute. You're the president." But he's not a very good president. He's just not very convincing, is he, as a president?
He was in Indiana Jones as well.
Who he was?
He was. You know the little evil German
Monkey.
guy that gets burnt by the medallion.
Oh, it's Todd. Yeah.
That's Tot?
No, that's not him.
Yeah.
No, what shall we talk about?
What shall we talk about?
No, that's,
Yes.
I'm gonna have to IMDb this later.
Ronald Lacey. I'm sure it is.
You've got better eyes than mine, Tommy.
It's in the eyes. You can tell it's in the eyes.
Do you know? I'm gonna IMDb this.
Yes. How do you find a database of movies that we could access?
Yeah, if there was some sort of list of actors that were in there.
Yeah. No, I don't want Buck Rogers. I want Buckaroo Banzai. Thank you.
An impressive list of actors and films and references and stuff.
Right. I take it back. I stand corrected. It is, in fact, Ronald Lacey from Raiders.
Shut the front door.
Yeah,
No,
boy,
it
they
is.
must have done a serious job on him in because
both.
Yeah, because this, I mean, there's not much similarity.
There isn't, is there?
No.
Whoa, mind fucking blown.
Yeah, for real.
Ronald Lacey. When you said it Raiders, I thought you were going to say it's like the guy who's with Porkins at the end that goes, top man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's people are always astounded when I say, the guy who says top men in Raiders, that's Porkins from Star Wars. And people are like, no.
Oh, yeah.
There's some weird coincidences. But it's Ronald Lacey.
That's great.
Tomby.
His eyes.
You're the MVP. That is the star fact of the show.
Yeah, take the rest of the night off, man.
Yeah. Wow.
Good job, now. Go
blown.
away.
Yeah. It's like,
Go away now.
you've been here. No, fuck off.
I wonder if he sticks his hand up if he's got an imprint of that medallion.
Probably.
Fucking hilarious, wasn't it?
Well,
No,
that may
it's
be
not.
what's different. After his face melted off of him, it was a bit of reconstructive work to it.
Yeah, he lost a lot of weight. It's that AIDS diet. Do you remember that?
Yeah. It was very popular in the 80s.
Yeah, whatever happened to the AIDS diet? I
It
know a
was-
woman who used to say she lost so much weight with AIDS.
Yes. Well, there used to be an actual weight loss.
That's what I'm getting at. The
chocolate
candies,
one.
the candies,
Yeah, the chocolate flavored weight loss thing.
which were
AIDS.
just basically amphetamines and chocolate.
Well, yeah.
And not very good chocolate.
I never tried it. I remember the adverts on TV when I was a kid, but
I found some in my dad's drawer one time, and they are just terrible.
how many days were you up for?
I don't know. I was a kid. I was already airborne most of the
Fucking
time.
climbing the walls.
They wouldn't have noticed the difference.
Have you seen Atom? Yes, he's climbing across the ceiling.
He's up there. Look at him scoot.
Fucking hell. Oh, so anyway, we'll go back to the command center on the tour bus. And we get a magnetic image of the ship in orbit. And he says, Buckaroo, you've got a call. And he's like, who's it from? And he says, it's from Lord John Warfin, as you do.
Yeah.
And earlier, Penny got kidnapped by John Big Booty, John Connor, and John Gomez.
The ball gag.
Yeah.
And this is like, I mean, it's hard to pick a point in the movie, but this is where it really goes off the rails with this torture stuff. It is so crazy.
Well, look at that. Somebody's like drawn a picture on the door, and it's of Lectroids, but like through an eyeglass.
Through an eyeglass.
Yeah. Oh, do you know something? John Connor. He gets a bit seedy and a bit dirty, doesn't he, with Ellen Barkin's character?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Little handsy.
Well, he is poor, and then he's hands.
Yeah. What's the safety word? Uncle.
Yeah.
Tangerine.
Bring out the gimp. So he's put him on speakerphone. Buckaroo's not too impressed. And I just look at that, the smug look on Warfin's face. And Ellen Barkin's looking at John Big Booty, and he's going through a purse or a bag. Yeah. Willy-nilly is like, well, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, and again, he's like smelling things to investigate them.
Yeah, and they actually mentioned.
And I'm quite surprised. Look at the size of Christopher Lloyd's fingers.
Yeah, he's a good sized boy. But
Jesus shit.
They talk about that he was ad-libbing all this, and so when they saw it, they went and they did a second shot to get it. But he was the one making up like the thing about the lipstick being so alien. He's like smelling it, and he's like, "What the hell is this? This makes no sense."
Yeah,
he's learning.
He's like, "What the fuck? What would you use this for? Is it, you know?" But I'm just impressed at Christopher Lloyd's fingers. There's no way in hell you could solder a DeLorean together with fingers like that.
No, those are sausage fingers if I've ever seen them.
Yeah.
Maybe he's having anaphylaxis from the.
But look at John Connor. He's a sick bastard. She's covered in honey, and he's got like red ants.
When you do, you take a day. John Connor's what he does.
And all the repurposing of stuff, like that's a camping tie down that they have in her mouth. It's so great.
Yeah. Oh, I just love this scene. She's like, "Oh, don't bother coming for me."
She's trying to be tough.
Yeah. The look of menace.
Penny, give him the phone back.
The look of joy on John Warfin's face, though, here, it's just like a crazed kid.
Yeah.
But John O'Connor, just that is just such a blank expression. And he's like, "Oh, don't worry, Penny, we're going to come for you." Look at Jeff Goldblum's hair's magically transformed back 10 years.
I think he's doing a Beatles cover band.
Yeah. That looks like his photo from his yearbook from high school.
Yeah. He temporarily had a perm, but they fixed it.
Jeffrey Goldblum, class president.
Yeah.
Oh dear! But look, they did the faces John Lithgow pulls.
Oh, he's
just fantastic.
He is so into that.
For craziness and shenanigans, he's got such range.
Yeah.
And he was like that on Dexter too, but sort of like in a weird way.
Has anyone remember The World According to Garp?
Yeah, where he played the transvestite. Well, I think he's transsexual, right?
Ex-football player.
Yes. Yeah. Played for the New York Giants. He was like tight end.
Yeah, and it's just he's magical.
Yes, he used to have a penis, but now he's got girl parts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, a bit of a briefing. They've got these suits to ward off any of these evil starfish. The evil hawk.
The death tours.
Yeah. Death tours. Yeah, that's it. To ward off any death tour attacks.
Yeah, those are PMX chest protectors.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just an inhaler; it's like a whole vest.
Yeah,
that you put on.
But John Parker obviously doesn't need one. And Professor Toshiba, he's just looking pretty perplexed, really.
Did he wash his forehead?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
He did
clean.
it finally, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see, though. We'll see if that's a continuity thing or not.
Yeah. That's that. Hey, well observed.
Scooter has some serious 80s shoulder pads right there. That's impressive.
Yeah.
I like Scooter's attitude.
Yeah.
Well, he's young.
Yeah. So they're planning their attack, and you can sort of see Ronald Lacey there, can't you? You can see it in him.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that a fake mustache or is it real?
Oh, yeah.
It's all fake, the hair and the mustache. Yeah.
Can't believe that's him.
I don't know if you're aware, Tomby, but Ronald Lacey was also in season 3 of Blake 7, season 2 of Blake 7.
Trying to think of.
I was trying to think of the character he would have been.
Yeah.
It's not common to have presidents with facial hair.
No.
Well, not these days.
Not now. Yeah, right.
No, the president's got a fruit basket, and that general's taking his fruit.
And I was like, what was with the flag there? Is that like...
That's flowers.
They're flowers,
Oh, God.
Get
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That's...
And the president has a great line here, which is just, and I'm barely holding my fudge right now.
Yes.
But they go to DEFCON 1. It's amazing that they're in the hospital and he's got the whole kit and caboodle all wired in ready.
Yeah.
And the wife, when she comes in and she's like asking, do you think we should really be doing this? Or maybe we should rethink this? It is like, dude, is this a scene about a president?
No, wait, no. She I'm not sure that's his wife, but she's there previously. She's the one who's like calls the general. Hey, we need to actually do this. We're gonna need to get serious. And the president says, "Thank God someone is here that has the balls to say that."
Yeah, I know.
And,
but then she questions it later.
And then after things start getting rolling, that she recommended. She's like, "Wait a minute,
this box looks cool."
Yeah,
like that.
It's a little suitcase for the DEFCON level. That's great.
That's cool. Yeah, using really good, making good use of electronics. They probably bought all that stuff from Radio Shack.
And the scrapyard, yeah.
Still, I don't know. I can and I can't see it. That wig is good.
I mean, it's hard to see because they've really dolled him up to look different.
That's where they put most of their energy.
Let me stoke your fire. No. Is that a euphemism?
I'll tell you anything. Yes, I know you will.
Yeah. Oh, I love
The
Raiders.
man is nefarious.
Yeah, Tot always sounds like he's having an orgasm when he
or
talks.
holding one in. Yeah.
Or holding one in really hard, yeah.
So Buckaroo's going to be the bigger man and sacrifice himself to in an attempt to get Pretty Penny. I think that's a good name for her, isn't it? Pretty Penny.
Sure.
Yeah.
Penny Pretty.
Yep.
Anybody ever tell you look like RoboCop?
No, it's first
out
time.
of trouble.
No, don't embarrass us. Have I ever?
Yeah. Tommy looks so concerned for Buckaroo, doesn't he?
He just lost his best friend too.
Yeah, he's mourning, isn't he?
The guy in the middle looks like he just set from Children of the Corn.
Yeah. To say that's a rocket-powered car, it's blowing a lot of smoke out the bike.
Well,
pop the gasket on the way through the mountain.
Yeah, I think
diesel.
It was running pretty rough.
I think his head gasket's going.
Yeah.
So anyway, Penny's about to get tortured, and the Lectroids even have an evil midget.
Everyone's got to have one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's union requirements.
I think it's mandatory, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's moist already. So Mrs. Johnson plays the message, the holographic message from the president of Planet 10 to the president of the United States.
Kids' drawings and greeting cards on the wall. Wait, go back one.
Yeah, it's picture of the dog and Mr. President.
Hilarious. Little kids sending the president get wild cards.
Oh, we see a bit more of the DEFCON box.
Yeah.
Oh, but no, this time it's in a briefcase.
Yeah, it looks like
Is that a flake knife next to the control panel?
Yeah. That's a switchblade.
And
Yeah.
there's all-purpose storm kit. And
then to the right-hand side, there's
some $50 bills
there's a
in there
spoon.
too.
There's an upside-down spoon.
Yeah. That's weird.
It's great.
Maybe it's like a flick knife spoon, because you never know, do you, when you get hungry?
Have you seen the general's name? Catbird.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, declaration of war.
The short form.
Yeah.
That is especially amusing to people in the U.S. because you have like your long form tax and then the 1040 short form.
Well, at least are you doing a declaration of war? That doesn't happen anymore.
Right. Don't even bother anymore.
I still love that truck. So he goes to Yo-Yo Dine to give himself up. And they let him straight in. So he just drives on up there. And this is a great scene.
Great motivational speaking by
he chews this up. It's full El Duce.
I wonder how much of this was ad lib.
Some of it was, but when they talked about like the characterization, this in particular, he watched like old films of Mussolini to get some of the you'll see him throw the chin out and all that, and
it's not shy about the reference.
No. Well, I mean, there in his asylum, Il Duce is written
on the wall.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right. And there's some more product placement here. KFC, Campbell's. There's also Ruffles a little bit later on as well.
Perfect.
It looks like Lectroids, the evil ones anyway, live off junk food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like they also are busy making eggs for aliens there on the left. Just need to shoot it with a
Buckaroo Banzai. Look at that. It just, the faces it pulls.
Look at that.
Oh, the line, it's like your character is shown in the dark or something like that.
What you are in the dark. Yeah.
Have I gone past
is what you are in the dark.
Hang on a minute. I need to go back some scenes, haven't I? Because I missed the whole, when are we going? Real soon.
Yeah.
That is this part here, isn't it?
This bit.
Yeah, it's when he's talking with the mic. But yeah, he says history is made in the night. Who you are, your character is who you are in the dark.
I mean, those are profound words.
Home is where you hang or where you wear your hat.
Yes, home is where you wear your hat.
Yeah. But
where
I like
going. Planet
these
10.
guys have all gotten
real soon.
So Buckaroo's getting tortured by John Warfin. Those coils look quite convincing.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
It looks very convincing as a whole. So there's a load of bump here. I'm not quite sure what that really is. I think it's to get everything going, isn't it? So they can cross dimensions again.
They're partitioning the hard drive.
No, this is their version of signed, sealed, delivered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bit that they never figured out.
Yeah. Because it's all question marks. Cowboy Banzai.
Look at that face.
And it just gets better.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Buckaroo's getting the full treatment. Oh, yeah. They've gone full Han Solo on him in Empire Strikes Back here, haven't they?
Yeah.
They never even asked him any questions.
They are asking him questions here.
Yeah, there's one on his crotch. That's great.
I'm getting flashbacks of Murphy's death scene here.
Yeah. It's when he screams, I was like, was that like part of your audition for Murphy's death scene?
Ooh, look at his teeth. They're gross.
Well, yeah, they say he's Italian, but that's awfully British teeth. The one thing I like though is like when he occasionally when he laughs and like shows his teeth and he just like shakes his head and it's like a hyena or something laughing.
Yeah. This is the next slide, if I'm correct, is the best facial expression in the entire movie.
Yes.
That's the nut shot.
Yeah, when I say it, it's like as John Warfin give him a cock shot.
Or they brought Penny up real quick.
Moist.
Oh, look, they got the helicopter bite, which is a good thing, I suppose. So they're making a plan of attack. Oh, that mullet guy's there. Look, He's made a return.
Yes.
Except he's got an M1 this time. Nice.
Sure.
Nice.
Why not?
Here we go. He proves that he's an Lectroid. He gives him like a bit of a roar. And that guy, the Secretary of Defense, isn't racist at all. He doesn't jump back and go, "Oh, black guy."
Not at all.
No, not much. Worfin's typing in some equations, thinking he's got it right this time around because he thinks he's a clever shit. You know?
Oh, yeah.
But Buckaroo's more interested in Penny because she's getting tortured too.
Well, the best part is when he goes, "Go ahead, show her," and the other Lectroid is trying to turn it on, and John Worfen gets mad because he can't do it. He goes up and has to turn on the TV for him.
Yeah. It's not on.
Oh, this is you can see the frustration on John Big Boutte
through the mask.
And from this point, all the way through the film, he's been growing more and more pissed.
Yeah, he's already mocking John Worfen when Worfen is giving the speech.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, whatever.
He's like pulling on the wires and stuff and banging his head. He's like, "Oh God, not again!"
Yeah, he was sat in that little office thing, wasn't he? Like mocking him, and I know exactly what you're saying, and yeah.
How many times have I heard this?
It gets better yet. There's more. He's got more in the chamber. Yeah, so that's Buckaroo getting. Well, he could be having a good time, really. I mean, he's Buckaroo Banzai after all.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably digs that shit. You know, what he does at the weekends is his own business. Exactly. So the Hong Kong Cavaliers come to Yoyodyne propulsion systems. No warp engines were made in this movie.
Nope.
The future begins tomorrow. A growing, excited company. Yeah. So this is John Yar, if I remember right.
Yeah, and the secretary will take care of this.
Yeah. Oh, don't you worry, boys. So he goes to tie him up with red tape. And if you notice, while they're in there arguing the toss, the bus just goes straight through.
Yep.
Yeah, they just drive.
So that was a diversionary tactic.
Yeah.
So Perfect Tommy, I guess he's the big shtick now, isn't he? Now where Rawhide's no longer with us.
Yeah, he's the deputy now.
Yeah. So it's an all-out attack on Yoyodyne. Because end of the day, they're going to get Buckaroo Banzai. They've got his back.
Spaz 12.
Oh, let me go back one.
If you could actually go back another one.
Yeah.
He had, yep.
Yeah.
There's Spaz 12 and Perfect Tommy.
That's a part of that is used on the M41A pulse rifle.
Yeah.
Some exciting news about aliens coming up at the end of the show. I'll tell you more about that soon. The rescue continues, and Perfect Tommy gets mounted from behind by an Lectroid, and he says, "You're going to squeal for me, boy."
Well, it's hard to resist Perfect Tommy.
Wee! Come on, boy! But John Parker takes care of him. The Secretary of Defense, he walks straight into Yoyodyne. He says, "Oh, don't worry, I know where I'm going." He doesn't.
He has no idea what he's doing.
So Reno and it's Jeff Goldblum, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, New Jersey.
Yeah, I've not got my glasses. You'll have to forgive me. So, these guys at Yoyodyne, they lead quite a squalid life.
Yeah.
They just sit around fires.
This is a nest.
Yes, a nest. They've gotten lazy and they're full of junk food. They've been kind of waiting around for 60 years or whatever.
They live the American dream.
Yeah. I mean, you get some of those cheap AAA batteries and
Ruffles. I love Ruffles.
Ruffles for the win.
Ruffles didn't last long over here, which was a shame, really. But
same as Frisps. Can you remember Frisps?
Yeah, you still see him on occasion in B&M bargains and home bargains and
bloody B&M,
like the dollar store type places. You see him. Poundland. No, seriously, we have a store over here. It started out like a dollar store called Poundland. The only thing is, everything's not a pound. There's nothing in there a pound.
Neither dollar stores.
Yeah,
it's a dollar.
Yeah, I think that's misleading. I think somebody ought to call trading standards.
It sounds like it should be an adult shop.
What, Poundland? Yeah. Oh, that shit out. Anyway, the Hong Kong Cavaliers are rumbled. This guy goes to set the alarm off, and he gets shot at, and he gets a good old jolt of electricity, but not one he can walk away from. Oh, look, he's like Sparks. This town ain't big enough for the both of us, but Lectroid versus electric wins. Sorry.
Sweet irony.
So that causes a blowout at the transformer, and that causes problems for John Warfin because he's no longer got enough power. Where Buckaroo, he can get away now because he can get out of this device. Now, this scene here reminded me of the drug factory raid from RoboCop. Yeah.
RoboCop.
Where he gets Spaz 12 from Perfect Tommy.
One-handed.
Yeah.
Do we reckon it's the same building?
I don't know.
No, because RoboCop was mostly shot in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, that's
and then,
true.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Do you know what this is reminiscent of? You know the lair in Blade, the first Blade movie?
Oh, yeah.
That kind of looks like that, but I know it's not because that was filmed in Prague.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like my son's room. All the bags laying around.
Yeah, so without Warfin being around, John Big Boutte, he's routing the troops, isn't he? So Buckaroo even, he's looking for Penny, and I like this. Nobody comes in here. That's what it says on my wife's underwear.
Yeah.
It's a secret. I love that. They've got a great way of spelling things.
Gavin Blackburn's here.
He is.
He is.
Oh, no, he's getting political. I'm not mentioning that one.
Oh, I didn't read it. I was just like, Gavin.
Yeah, I love this. This is the way this is lit. It looks really seedy, but it's also really done cleverly.
Mm-hmm.
So, New Jersey bumps into Buckaroo.
Now that pad that he has on his arm is like for training attack dogs. There's no reason for him to have that on at all.
Well, that's a part of his armor against Lectroid attacks, isn't it? Yeah. So the Secretary of Defense walked in on the torture room. No, this is the original bit where Lizardo did his experiment back in 1938.
Yeah.
And that's his spaceship all ready to go. Although it looks incredibly small here, but it looks incredibly big in the air.
It's a nice painting.
Yeah, nice matte work. So anyway, isn't he looking for Big Boutte?
Yep.
Big
booty.
He wants
Big booty,
yeah.
So the guys get out of some more Electroid attacks. But Penny's being tortured. And there's that evil midget. But he doesn't show up as an Electroid, which is weird.
Well, it cuts back and forth. It depends.
Yeah.
Depends who's seeing him.
Although Penny's legs are restrained open, which seems quite seedy.
I'm okay with it.
Well, look at John O'Connor. He's trying to see the beaver.
Leaning into that.
Yeah, he's like, I can see it. I can see the tail flapping.
Yep. Oh, that gives a whole new meaning to Wally and the Beaver.
Probably. But if you notice, there's like a little track from where John O'Connor is down to where Penny is. We'll see what that's for. This little... it's kind of like the tree scorpion from Flash Gordon meets the brain slug from SETI Alpha 6.
Yeah.
An inside-out tribble.
Yeah.
Inspired meatloaf. Yeah.
It's a tribble that's been through Seth Brundle's teleporter.
A very small Dune Navigator from 1984's
Dune, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I had that as an idea last night, now that you mentioned tribbles. I was thinking maybe I should start doing some dance music, and release it under the artist name Dead Tribble.
You never know. Stranger things have happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yet again, John Big Boutte, showing how strong he is as an electroid, lifts the Secretary of Defense up by his tie and chokes him out and just drops him
explains to him because the secretary's like, this place is the best. It's the biggest. What's going on here? It's not my damn planet, monkey boy.
Yeah. Laugh a while you can, a monkey boy.
Or monkey
boy. Twice that's mentioned.
Well, and then the alarm also says monkey boys are inside
in the facility.
Yeah. So
and
anyway,
it started saying Psalm 43 at one point too. It was like, what?
Yeah, from John Warfin.
John O'Connor pokes this whatever the fuck it is up the ass.
Well, because they've got to go, and he said, "But John Warfin said I could kill her." Damn John Warfin and damn him.
Well, it's such a villain conceit. Like, why at the track? Just put it on her face.
The thing is, though, you can see the wire that's pulling it.
That's the problem.
It's pretty.
That's the problem, though, with Blu-rays and everything else, because of the resolution nowadays, you start seeing all of the wires and the guides and everything.
Gavin Blackburn says, "Is this demon seed?" No, not quite, mate. So the fight continues. The Monkey Boys versus the Lectroids, and we're winning, apart from people with mullets. Because I think if you've got a mullet, you should be automatically a red shirt. So they leave the Secretary of Defense there, but I think he deserves all he got. So Buckaroo goes in to grab this like snot ball thing, what's heading towards Penny, and he just yeets it.
It squeals, which is nice.
Much to John Parker's disgust. And then this guy starts death touring, and he tries to kill John Parker. Why not? I think he deserves it because he's dressed badly.
Yeah, that was a poor choice.
Yeah, it's like he got the rough end of the dollar store deals. In the meantime, Buckaroo manages to get on board John Warfin's ship.
Meanwhile, in a pile of urethane foam.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, do you have some vacuum? Large vacuum hose, and some spray urethane foam? I can have a spaceship.
10 cases of insulation.
Yeah.
And he's joined by John Parker. Because, Buckaroo thinks he might be able to fly this technology. And I like the alien sort of like airway duct
the diaphragm.
Thing. Yeah. There's like lots of subtle references to other films.
Yeah.
Just very subtle. And John Warfin says, all the thrusters, go here. Look at that. Look at that. This is in their thermal pod, their take on the thermal pod. And just look at that.
I mean, it is going full Mussolini, where there's pictures of John Warfin everywhere, including inside the thermal pod.
And very tastefully lit, too.
Yes.
John Parker's not that smart, really. To say this technology is on par with his culture, he doesn't know the first thing about flying it. And I love this. John Warfin, he's like the cat who's got the cream. He gets really smug at this point.
Oh, yeah.
And this is where John Big Boutte really starts to lose his shit with him.
Yeah. He knows his overthrusters for shit.
Yeah. Even though he's tried to do the maths, it's still not coming up right.
No.
But he's just sheer fucking hubris, isn't it? So he's
curse you, John Big Booty.
There we go. That is classic. I wonder if that was ad-libbed.
The greatest
look at the size of his finger.
Ever.
Gavin Blackburn says Lord Warfin looks a bit like Londo Malari.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah,
I can see it. But I love that bit. The way he gives him the bird, though, he does it with such, like, you can see the anger in him.
Punctuation.
Yeah, I mean, that finger starts from like at the back of that room and then gets delivered.
Back at Yo-Yo Dine, the Secretary of Defense has got the overthruster, but Scooter takes it off him. And then John Big Boutte has to wear this meat suit I don't understand the purpose of
well,
this.
so does the other one, but they're like G-force things, but they also look like they should. I just do eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some sort of just flight suit padding.
Yeah.
And as with everything else in this ship, it is made out of whatever the hell we had laying around.
It's like there's a piece of pizza on top of that next to a discarded, like a vino bottle and an old that's like, what's that say? Something Lazzaronis, something?
Italian biscuits.
Lazzaronis.
But he's got no, his socks are threadbare, but he's got toe rings on, which is so bizarre.
Of course it is.
And he half pilots this ship through his feet.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That look never really caught on.
No. I mean, the dirty toes thing did, but, you know.
Yeah, he just looks like, like the atypical tramp you used to get in comic books and stuff like that. He like looks like that, doesn't he? Just threadbare. But the look on his face, I think John Lithgow is probably quite mad in real life. I know he's a character actor.
Yeah. I actually think he's probably very easygoing and calm, and these kinds of roles he loves because he can just let his freak flag fly.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much did the same thing in Third Rock, didn't he? He just went with the crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, he's starting to launch his ship to get back to the eighth dimension, and it just looks like he's not got enough track to get up to any real speed.
Well, more importantly, he's having a bit of a focus issue with the lasers.
Yeah, he can't quite tune in.
No.
But look at that there. John Big Boutte's in his meat suit.
Yeah. This is, I love this. And now, please put your tray tables into their upright position.
Yeah. Oh, dear. He just plays this so well.
Yeah.
And look at that. Look at the look on his face.
He's so happy.
Do you know, as an actor, deep down, he's just fucking loving this.
Oh, he is chewing this up. This is full ham. Let's go.
Yeah. But he's doing it in the right way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
John Big Booty. He's just so pissed at him. And there's John O'Connor. He's just trying to, keep his head down and out of the argument.
Mm-hmm.
And then Big Booty starts airing his opinions again. But it doesn't end well for him. Goodbye, John Big Booty.
Goodbye.
Big Booty.
Tay.
And at this point, I think they realise he realises Buckaroo Banzai is on board, doesn't he? In the pod.
Mm-hmm.
But look at that, thumbs up.
So you're ready for a lunch.
Just like his first trip.
So John O'Connor gets the meat suit.
No, there's another one because
I thought
Big
that
Booty is still hanging in the other
Oh,
one.
right.
Yeah.
I don't think the reception is going to be good on that TV antenna.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah. So it's all getting, this spaceship's getting pulled on these weird and archaic pulleys. Yeah, you're right. He's still hanging there, isn't he?
He's still hanging there.
But like you said, he's got focus issue with his lasers.
Yeah.
He can't quite focus in. And when he does start focusing in, don't they do something in the pod to throw off the beams?
No, I think it just continually doesn't. It kind of gets close a few times, but it's like they're not. And
yeah, it's just all these lazy Lectroids have just built a crap ship while he's away.
Yeah, you get what you pay for.
Well, I mean, look at their leadership. That's problematic too.
Those lasers at the front look really cool. So anyway,
the triangle again.
Yeah, and they don't quite make the target because
no,
it's straight through the factory wall.
Nice.
That was actually quite a good miniature.
Yeah,
what they did for that, and it looked quite convincing with the bricks blowing out. But look at that; it's just fucking crazy. His nose all squashed up on one side. But as it happens in New Jersey, because this is a regular thing, there's a UFO just flying around randomly.
Yeah, it's normal now.
So the president of Planet 10 up in the Earth orbit is watching what's happening here quite intently. Because the fate of Earth, I don't understand why they're blaming us for their problem. Because this is
they're
all
basically
their
saying
fault.
you saw. Well, it's because Buckaroo Banzai went through the eighth dimension.
The eighth dimension, yeah.
And then they're basically going to be, we hold you responsible, and if you can't fix this, then we're just going to zot you before Worfen can get away.
So we have this epic fly around, and the thermal pod breaks off. And Buckaroo's like, fuck, how do you make this thing go? And it's all like jerry-rigged car batteries, look.
Oh, yeah.
There's some great dialogue in here, too. It's like, it drives like a truck. Oh, good. What is a truck?
What is a truck?
Yeah.
But I love the, well, you know how to fly this, right? No, I became an ambassador because I was terrible at flight school.
And just at the right moment, he figures it out.
Yeah.
And this ship is just weird. Do you know what that kind of reminds me of? It looks like Alf if he was a spaceship.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't it? It's weird.
Yeah, but again, I mean, it's the very this is Alien. You know, it's off-centered. You have this very organic, kind of structure to it, and all that. I don't know who the production designer and art director is for this film, but
it's like the reject for Boba Fett's ship.
Yeah,
yeah. I remember them saying that they just, because they were so strapped for cash, they just leaned into making everything just sloppy and weird. And even on the outside,
it works. But it works. That's the thing. Every part of it worked.
Yeah.
So John Parker's not very good at figuring out how to fire a gun. So he swaps places with Buckaroo. So Buckaroo can do the shooting, and John Parker can do the driving.
Which he can't do either.
What's wrong?
Look at that. Doesn't he look like a kid?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He looks like a kid from A Christmas Story that says that he likes airplanes.
And his nose is all smushed to one side.
Yes.
So anyway, John Parker's doing the flying, and they start chasing the mothership, for want of a better word.
Troop transport was what they said it looked like.
Right. It looks kind of Battle Beyond the Stars-esque.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that look. But that thermal pod, it just looks, like I say, very organic.
Yeah, Buck Rogers meets some sort of hand or crab.
Meets face hugger.
They both do have like sea urchin type.
Yeah,
it's just very organic.
So anyway, we're getting to a bit of a conclusion here. John Worfin's trying his best to evade, but Buckaroo, he's spot on. He could do everything.
Of course. Right.
You know, not only can he save the Earth from impending doom from the inhabitants of Planet 10, he can also shoot this guy down, and he can drive a truck through a mountain and do your wife.
Yeah, he's going to the club afterwards to put in a bebop set, you know.
Yeah, and he will look cool doing all of those things.
And I love this. This is it was then, at that moment, he realized he fucked up. And it's Good Night Dallas. And Buckaroo's like, yeah, that's it. He just doesn't give a shit. But at the end of the day, Worfin, he deserved it.
Yeah.
So above the skies in New Jersey, it's a nice big explosion.
Yeah.
They all kind of crap the pants a little bit, don't they? They all duck down.
Well, they've seen some shit.
Yeah. So it's like, look, it's problem solved.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, them chairs, they'll never take on. And Buckaroo's that good, he can parachute out.
He can parachute as well.
Yeah.
Well, they don't know how to land.
This guy is fucking amazing.
Well, now he's got to go back to his people, so Buckaroo had to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And he even has time to wave.
Yeah.
Clearly not Peter Weller.
I love the fact that he's so bloody high up in the clouds.
Yeah.
When he's parachuting.
Mm-hmm.
And he's Peter Weller again, not a stuntman. And he's greeted with Perfect Tommy and Scooter's dad, because I can't remember his name. Somebody will correct me, I'm sure. Casper, that's it, yeah.
Damn.
And so it's like, is it over? Yeah, pretty much. We got him. And Perfect Tommy's saying about Penny being in the truck with
New Jersey.
In New Jersey, yeah, because he's going to try and put her straight. Now, the Secretary of Defense tries to bribe Scooter for the overthruster, and he offers him $20.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Scooter has a folding stock Mini 14 that
as you do at that age.
Yeah.
Not only does he take the 20, he takes the guy's cap as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd see that anymore in films.
No, a kid holding a gun like that.
No.
Yeah. It'd be so frowned upon. Well, anyway, Scooter gives Buckaroo Banzai the overthruster back, and it's at this point where they're made officially a part of the crew, really, aren't they?
Well, I mean, Scooter's given Perfect Tommy's job.
Yeah. And Tommy's not disagreeing. He kind of likes that idea. And then we get back to the bus, and New Jersey says he's done everything he can.
Yeah,
I want that shirt.
I love those.
I don't know. It takes some ironing. And then this is the president's asked about such and such. Tell him this on number 1 and that on number 2.
Yeah. Wait. Yes, go ahead.
You want
Yeah.
What was number 2? And in Buckaroo's bedroom, Penny's under the sheets. Ooh, and New Jersey says she's given up. She just doesn't want to live anymore. But these guys do something, don't they? Because he's had that electric, don't they?
Electric shock.
Yeah. Send her that spark of life to bring her back round.
Yeah.
Give her a jolt.
Gives her a kiss, and
so he gives her a kiss, and ha ha ha. So what?
Zap.
Yeah. And all of that. Then we get watch out for the next adventure of Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh, you lying bastards.
Yeah. Buckaroo Banzai against the World Crime League.
But now we
Such a shame.
That sounds so fucking amazing.
Yes.
The coolest end credit scene ever.
Oh,
And somebody on YouTube has taken all the text out of the end credits.
Yeah, I downloaded it even.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's an interesting story with this. They only had like a half a day to shoot this, and they did not have the actual end theme song for this. So they played something else that had the same beat, and
Wasn't
then
it
did
Billy
all of
Joel?
I think it was but I think it was Billy Jean or something.
It was something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you can also see when they walk in profile along the wall that they've redid the lettering that says Buckaroo Banzai, because you could see the old one where they scratched it off.
That's right.
So I think Perfect Tommy changes costumes in mid credit. It just like one shot he's dressed one way and another he's wearing something different.
Imagine shooting all this in half a day.
That's
great.
In that, it must have been a hot day as well. I mean, this is LA.
Yes.
Yeah. On concrete as well.
Yeah.
It'd be red hot.
The other side of a dam.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's you can see where it was originally written.
Yep.
Yeah.
In smaller letters. I couldn't fit all that in one scene. So I just thought I'd just show the Buckaroo.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
But it's quite prominent. You can see where they tried to wash it off the wall as well.
Yeah, we're all humming the song in our head anyway. So
I have been since Tomby mentioned Buckaroo Banzai last night.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I tried to look it up.
Banzai.
Michael Boddicker did the music for this, and he was known for having an ARP 2600, a Mini Moog, and
no relation to
a
Clarence.
Moog 15. So he had 3-core synths, but I was listening to that. It's like, I think you could do that with those, but it just sounded, I don't know, a little less Moog-like to me. But
anyway, final thoughts on the film, Tomby.
From my perspective, it's 100% is messy as hell. Throughout the whole of the film, it's messy, but in doing so, it's by brilliant. It's completely weird as shit.
It is, and that's why we love it.
Yeah, and it delivers that cult classic that even now we look back at some of the sets, some of the objects, some of the way that it's done. It still feels like it was ahead of its time. It really does.
Yeah. Shame about the World Crime League, though.
Yeah, and it's something that we'll never ever see, and it's a shame that it's not continued.
Wayfarer. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, I mean, it's got that level of absurdity that you really want in something that's so wacky as this.
It's deliciously stupid, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's that whole hyperbole of comic books.
Yeah.
That's the world. That's their universe. Wayfarer, your final thoughts?
Well, I'll definitely be watching it again, because like you said, I'm sure every time you watch it, you pick up more and more. And
yeah.
I'm looking forward to picking up more from it. Although you were pretty thorough in this stream, so we'll see.
Trust
but
me, there's more.
There is. You will notice things and think, well, why didn't Trev put that in? And
we didn't even discuss the watermelon.
No, we didn't. No
talk
watermelons were harmed in the production of this stream, by the way.
I do want to hear, if we can, a quick take from Wayfarer. What did you think of the soundtrack?
The sounds that were used, I thought, it's hard to say. I would say that there were moments of it that I really enjoyed, and there were some moments where I felt like I mean, you never know what the composer was being told, I felt like it could have been a little bit better.
It.
No, I didn't hate it. It could have been a little better, but I love a lot of the sounds that were used. It's just almost like, I feel like it could have been better, but you don't know what the composer's being told. Director could be saying, I want something more like this. I want something more like this. Oh, no, that's too interesting. So you never know. Because to me, it didn't really sound like the instruments that were used. It's like they could have made some definitely more interesting sounds than that. But I could understand how someone finds it to be catchy and all.
Well, it stands out. It's its own thing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
when it happens.
Yeah, there was nothing else quite like it in the genre or in the era. So, Emperor Goodwin, your final thoughts on Buckaroo Banzai?
Yeah, I think Buckaroo Banzai is in many ways like Pee Wee Herman, in that this is what a younger person thinks science and being famous and all of that is about, right? And it's like James Bond for like a 12-year-old. To include, like, at the end that you say that he will return in this movie, right? That Bond films always did. And there's just the idea of the fan club actually being involved in the the antics of Buckaroo Banzai, where it's okay, we're gonna go deal with aliens who are threatening the Earth, and you go ahead and scooter Mini 14 because if you that's how you would think of the world. And I think that's part of why this is a cult classic, and why just watching it, your disbelief, I mean, it's ridiculous, and your disbelief gets up and leaves, because you just revert back to being like 12 and going, of course that's how I would have seen things.
Or if I was to make a movie, that's how I do it.
Right. Also, right. And but with actual competent adults doing the effects, right? But I'm going to write the story. And I think that's the idea of this just fantastically skilled person who's like great at everything. To include rock and roll, and then playing the piano and all of that. It's a joyful movie.
And blowing his trumpet.
Well, I mean, we all have to blow our trumpet at one time or not. But I think, it's just it's such a fun movie, and it's because it has this sense of joy to it. And I think that's kind of how like the Pee Wee Herman movie is as well. And so I think there's a reason that these movies, for people who saw or see it at a certain age, sticks with them.
Atom, it's nice to see you not looking. Well, it's a bit of a shock to not see you so ghostly. See what I did there. Your final thoughts on Buckaroo Banzai?
I can't add a whole lot to what everyone's already said, but this an 80s Renaissance man, James Bond from the mind of a 12-year-old is pretty much it, man. I mean, there's like this litany of cool that only works in the time frame that it was made in. And I can't say enough, because I've done some production work. I can't say enough about how much I love this all being cobbled together out of crap and parts. You know, I love the aesthetic. It's like the logical extension of Blade Runner. You know, that you would just get a hammer on a pile of junk and break it all up and then put it back together the wrong way with duct tape, and that's science.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I
think that hodgepodgeness, that's the charm.
Yeah,
and it's a good metaphor for the actual making of the film. You know, so this movie has always been in my top 20. I don't go back and watch it as often as I could, but I love showing this film to people who've never heard of it. I love showing this to people with fresh eyes.
It's a great pop culture cult classic.
Yeah, it really is, and you can't plan that. You just have to be inspired and naive enough to do it.
But isn't it great we've got films like this, and we've still got them around today?
Yeah.
We can look back on those times, and whereas we enjoyed those films when they came out, you know, we can share those with a whole new generation of people.
Well, there's not much new out that I want to bother even looking at.
I was going to
exactly.
say, the shame is we're not getting anything new on top of it.
Well,
that
some of
fits
what
the same.
Well, Hollywood's just a shite factory.
Yeah.
Some of what I enjoyed from this reminded me of, and you may completely disagree with me, but like the early 2000s and what Wes Anderson was doing, that same type of fun to watch type of film.
Yeah, there's no joy in current media. You know?
Do you know what it's almost like? It's like Hollywood is saying, here's a bowl of shit and a spoon. Eat up, and if you don't eat it, you're an insert buzzword here.
Right.
Yes.
Not submitting to authority. The other thing is, and again, it started in the 90s with the I'm going to be wry, I'm going to be ironic, I'm not going to take this seriously. This thing is so earnest and sincere in its absurdity. You know, that's part of the fun, but that's also why you could get like cult classic movies that they were taking it seriously, even if maybe they shouldn't have been. You know, and but that earnestness comes through when you start to just kind of make jokes at your own experience, or you know, you can tell that the characters are aware of the camera and looking at it and kind of winking at the audience. Then that tends to not stay around as long, right? It tends to be here and gone, because once you're that like self-aware and meta, you tend to date you because you're making references to thing happening now. And I think
that was the problem with Tank Girl, is that there's a Baywatch joke in there. You know, it's like,
right,
you ruined it. You ruined it.
Yeah, and I think that you know, if you look at this stuff, yes, this absolutely looks like something that should have been on MTV in 1984, because it has all of that MTV cool going on with it at the time. But you can look at it today. Again, my kids have watched this movie plenty of times, and they just love it because again, it's just and sincere, and you know, go along for the ride and have a ball.
Yeah, it's like kids have got parents like us to share stuff like this with them.
Yeah.
And I like the way that you've trained your daughter to vet potential suitors.
Superb. That
is,
superb.
isn't it? Yeah. Just quickly, Atom, what have you got coming up on B-sides this week?
Well, let's see. Wednesday, I'll be on Total Recall with our other panelist, Jethro Butt and Babs. We're doing My Bodyguard, the Chris Makepeace, Adam Baldwin.
Yeah.
We love going back and watching old stuff and see if it still holds up. And then Friday, the usual B-sides Mayhem. I never pick a movie till the last second, but we're going to dip into some 70s movies here pretty soon. We might do Dixie Dynamite.
You're a bit too late for me, but I always get it on the re-rub.
Oh, that's fine. Please, we get a good viewership from people who are asleep doing it. But we really appreciate you stopping by, and thank you for having me on today.
Hey, it's been an absolute pleasure. I want to thank everybody in the chat, including my number one fan, Mr. T. Roll. Nice of you to stop by. Thank you. We gave you no attention.
That was
We'll come back next week. This coming Friday, Fubar Friday, what have I got planned? Well, we kind of just go with the flow. What happens over the week, and then just rag chew about it a bit further down the line. Next week on Monday Night Mayhem, this has been a long time coming. We set a course in the Sulaco to LV-426.
Oh,
nice.
We're doing Aliens next week.
Oh, you bastards.
Hey, more than welcome to come back next week, by all means. If
Trev,
you're
has
available.
anybody mistaken you for a man before?
No. Have you?
No. Have you?
But, I want to thank everybody. Thank you guys for coming on the stream tonight. I really appreciate your participation.
It's been a pleasure.
It's a joy.
And don't forget, you can check out B-Sides with Adam Gray. There'll be a link in your profile, won't they, on your page? So you can go along to that and check it out.
We're around.
Will your ghost icon be back next time?
Yes, I only pull out the shock therapy for very special occasions, like a film of this quality.
Thank you for gracing us. Like I say, thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to everybody on the panel tonight. And thank you